Ayo, 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 ayo. Mic check 1 2, mic check 1 2. Welcome back. Random show settings 240. What's cracker lacking? Random show settings 240 with I, your host, Agostino Zinga. Can you hear me? Can you feel me? Can you hear me? Can you feel me? Holla if you can do either of those things. What's happening? What's cracker lacking, my people? Shout at me if you can hear me. Shout at me if you can hear me. What's going on? Random show settings. Hope you're fucking well, my friends. Hope you're all good wherever you may be. Hope you're doing swell in the AAP. Hope you're doing fantastic. What's happening? What's crack-a-lacking, my people? Talk to me. What's the deal? Young old vibes, I see you. Mr. Still Your Girl, I see you. Omar Ramos, I see you. Stephen Castaneda, I see you. Andrew, I see you. Jordan Ray, I see you. What's good? What's good? Meta Ghost, I think I see you. Koila, my guy, I see you. What's happening, people? Hope you're all well, man. Hope you all well. Hope you all well. Hope you are all fucking fantastic. Much love to you all. Much love to you all. But yeah, I appreciate all of you. I really do. I appreciate you all. I appreciate all of you. Come into the chat one by one. What are you saying? 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 Hope you're all well, man. Yeah, that's why I said this. Big up Omar Ramos. That's why I say I'm the friend you wish you never had. I say it as a joke, but also in real life, because I'm sure some of you guys have a lot of nice things to say about me on the internet, which I do appreciate. But trust me, if you knew me in real life, you probably would be sick of me. You know what I mean? I can be all encompassing. I'm a little bit much. I get on these streams sometimes and people think I fucking lace my coffee with cocaine, but I'm honestly just like that all the time. Imagine, I'm like that all the time sober and completely just normal. Imagine what I'm like when I get turned up. So people don't necessarily like hanging around with me too long. I burn them out, you know what I mean? You have to take me in small doses, brother, but it's best on the stream. But yeah, I appreciate it regardless, Omar Ramos. I appreciate you, man. You feel me? I appreciate all of you all the time. I appreciate all the support. I appreciate everyone just hanging out and chilling with me. It's been a pretty decent couple of weeks, I feel like, or maybe a couple of months, I feel. I'm not gonna lie. Ever since I got the equipment and shit, things have been on the up and up. I just need to improve my fucking main streaming laptop, but that'll get done soon. But everything else has been pretty good, man. I'm not gonna lie. I think the output has kind of helped, you know, to have things that you can kind of work with and kind of do. And of course, I've been enjoying talking to you guys, isn't it? Talking shit with you guys, because for the most part, let's be honest. I'd be doing this anyway. If there was one person viewing, I'd still be doing this. I just like the sound of my own voice, you know what I mean? I'm a little bit of a nutcase. I like to talk about this shit that I'm talking about all the time anyway. I think about it in my head, so I'm just going to turn on the stream and do it anyway, regardless of the audience or not. So it's not as if I'm doing it because you guys are here, but the fact that you guys are here is nice, you know? That's the really sick and twisted part of me. That's how I'm twisted. I would actually do this with no one watching, like a psycho. You know what I mean? That's the actual sad part of me. But yeah, what can you do, man? Let's not get out the violins too tough, innit? Because man's not Asian, so I don't play that. Man play the drums, so let's go hard in the fucking paint, innit? So what are we doing straight away? So we've got a bunch of things to talk about today. We're gonna do some chin content. For those of you who like some chin content, we're just gonna pick the most popular one and just watch it, because actually we need to watch every single one. Actually, we need to go through and watch every single fucking chin thing, because why not, innit? Why the fuck not? So we're gonna do a chin thing. What else are we gonna do? And we got some other bits and bobs too I need to get done as well. I'm not too sure, but yeah, loads of stuff to talk about, so keep an eye on it. It'll be fun. We're all gonna have a laugh. We're all gonna have a good time, so make sure you guys have got something to drink in that. I've got my water. I've got a Magnum down there, and I think a little Malibu cola mixer thing that I might sip on later, but for now, let's get on the water. You feel me? Let's go. Eduardo Madeira, you're a very, very, very observant young man. You're a very observant young man. I did just wake up. You're very observant. I fucking, I wash my face and shit, so I don't have that mad face shit. I took out all the crust in my eye. I hydrated myself, got my facials all done and shit. But yeah, I have just woken up 20 minutes ago. I'm not gonna lie. So big up Eduardo Madeira for spotting the vibes. You know what I mean? Honestly, the United game, man, all my energy went, bro. I'm tired. Honestly, I've been so hyped. I've been so happy that I was so excited and so happy about United winning the FA Cup that I had a little nap. That's how excited I was. You know what I mean? So again, I was actually meant to go to a pub. I wanted to go out tonight, get on the beers. You know what I mean? Go fucking crazy. Like, enjoy the fucking win and go dance with some fucking English guys in the pub next door. But I ended up actually getting tired, you know? Yes, big up MN, my darling. What are you saying, MM? What's going on, my queen? What are you saying? Nice, I'm about to go to nap. Had to check in first. Sleep is the best. Yeah. Exactly. You know the vibes. You know the vibes. When you can catch a bit of sleepy time, it always is the thing. Papa Zin. I'm not sure if we have Zin in the UK. We probably should. No, we do have Zin. Or maybe no, we have nicotine pouches, but I don't think we have the brand Zin. We have another brand that they use. A lot of footballers actually use them, you know. It's very popular within obviously the same thing in the States, isn't it? A lot of professional athletes, but in the UK, a lot of professional athletes, especially professional footballers, are using Zins now. So everyone's using it, but I don't know what it's called here. I'm not gonna lie, but I know they sell it in my corner shop where they sell like vapes and shit. So they got that, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, what's going on? Big up Janko vibes. I had a Celsius on. I know exactly what you mean. Oh, big up Koila. It's Zedzin. Was that Zedin over here? Zedin over there. Oh, is that what it's called? It's called Zedin. Okay, I never knew that. Zedin. Never heard of that. I'm not gonna lie. What's it called? Zedin. Pouches. Is that what it's called? Hold on. Let's just do popular. Oh, you're playing. Fucking hell. Oh, okay. Okay. Popular nicotine pouches in UK. Let's see what they say here. Yeah, that's a brand. Sorry, that's a brand. Oh, we do sell Zin here. My bad. We do sell Zin. I didn't know. The brand I see in the shop is this brand called Velo. I see that brand a lot. That one with a V. Yeah. So I see this a lot in the shops. Can you see it on the screens? Not just can you see it, or is the screen not coming up? I don't think it's coming up in it. Cool. Let me switch it then manually. So I see this brand a lot. Nordic Spirit. I see this. I see Velo. This brand here with a V. That's very popular here in the UK. So yeah, I see this a lot in the local shops, but I don't think I've seen Zin yet. But I've seen Nordic Spirit and that Velo one. Those are very popular here. But yeah, all the football players are using them nowadays. Personally, don't get the hype. Not that bothered, to be fair. Don't really give a fuck. But yeah, man. What's this lady saying? We both tried SNUS. Yeah, that's the one. Whatever SNUS is that a brand? SNUS. What's this article from the Times? Let's see if I can read this quickly. And then we're going to jump into something else, right? Let's see. Sorry for the derailment. Hopefully, is it working? Oh no, cool. Let me go on my little thing here, and let's get this going. Let's see what I want. So let's see what's saying. This is from the Times. We both tried SNUS. Is it the new vaping? It's legal even for children, and it's a drug. Oral nicotine pouches are everywhere. Fuck, children could take nicotine pouches. That's kind of dark, isn't it? God damn. Helen Rambello. Yeah, Helen Rambello and Georgina Roberts try it. Okay, let's see what they said here. Any addict knows that the process of chasing the hit soon becomes as much part as a dependency as a drug. Take, for example, the coffee fusspots who obsess about their paraphernalia like a needle-fixated junkies. This gives me some comfort about the latest drug experience I'm high on while writing this article, the use of SNUS. By the time I am hand trembling, heart racing, fishing, and smelly, slimy white slug trailing draw from my mouth, I can see how hard it is for it to become cool. can I say something really quickly here? Am I the only person? And again, I think I have this like self-flagellation thing about me. I'm not too sure if it's my like Christian upbringing or because I'm just a hard ass on myself and I just push myself too hard. I'm the type of person, right? I've always hated when I go on my morning commute, or when I used to go on my morning commute, when I would be more in an office type of environment, not working from home. I always hated how people would be on their way to work and they'd be like grasping at their like mug of coffee that they just got from the coffee shop. Like they'd be running to the coffee shop and they'd be holding it like as if, oh my God, I need this hit. If I don't have this hit, I can't wake up. My day can't start correctly. They're almost like dependent on the coffee cup. So what I would do is that I would, even though I need coffee and I love coffee, I would purposely put it off as long as possible. So I wouldn't have it as soon as I get into the office. I wouldn't have it as soon as I sit down at my desk. I wouldn't have it as soon as I go for my first piss. I'd try and push it as far back as I could, so I knew I was in control and I could drink it whenever I wanted to. Because I didn't want to be the guy that's just like holding it and like walking down the street on the way to work, rushing, drinking it type of thing. I'm not too sure if that's a control thing. I'm not too sure if that's a mental illness. I'm not too sure if I'm just a fucking idiot, but I remember that being a Pacific thing. I used to hate seeing people like with their little fucking cups of coffee or their little flasks with their own home brew in it, like you're a baby, like you need your milk. Like, grow up. Anyway, whatever. Let's continue. That's not, however, for want of trying. Totally legal oral nicotine pouches only launched in the past few years after taking off at a rate among young people and especially boys. There are colloquially, so a lot of boys do it, not many women. Can people in the chat let me know? Are there any women that do SNUS or that do nicotine pouches, or is it just a particular thing of men? I'd imagine a lot of women do it in America too. It's not just a men thing, really, right? They're colloquially known as SNUS in this country, although it's important to explain that the mass confusion over this term, which proliferates every time it hits the news. Technically, SNUS describes a dark sachet of oral tobacco that look like mini tea bags. This cannot be legally sold in the UK, although it's legal to use it. The sale of oral tobacco has been illegal in the EU since 1992, with the exception of Sweden, which managed to argue that black spit was every Swede's birthright. Yeah, I remember, that's the one place I remember. I remember it being very popular in Scandinavia, nicotine pouches. Before I found out Americans did it, I remember that being a big thing in Scandinavia with farmers and whatnot. However, when my teenagers talk about SNUS, it isn't the same product at all. This article is about tobacco-free nicotine pouches that are designed to stick unobtrusively in your cheek. They contain a white powder and look dodgier than the tobacco pouches, resembling something that might be found in the body cavity during a prisoner strip search. My research involves stumbling across people who do put nicotine pouches in such places, or even in greater height than limits my gonzo journalism. Yo, people are sticking nicotine pouches up their bum. Yo, you fucking nicotine addicts are sticking nicotine pouches up your fucking arsehole. Wow. Fucking hell, that is, you're in deep. SNUS, though, is understandably users' preferred term. Over the unappetizing pouch, the pouch in my cheek feels like a dressing involved in my wisdom tooth extraction. However, the brands are trying to appeal to a core market of gamers, music lovers, and athletes. Oh. So anybody that needs to stay up, basically. If you need to stay up and alert, then I guess you SNUS. You put a nicotine pouch in. So maybe I should do it. Maybe I should, actually, I'm going to go do a little DJ mix tomorrow. Maybe I'll actually buy a packet and do a little, put some in my gums while I DJ and see if that helps. See if that makes me go loopy. See if it's like an aphrodisiac or something. However, the brands are trying to appeal to a core group of gamers, music lovers, and athletes. For example, one of them, Nordic Spirit, had stands offering free samples at music festivals from the Isle of Wight to Latitude. The very best advertising has come free. Tobacco and nicotine pouches are such a hit with Premier League footballers. Jamie Vardy is among those who have gone public that in some squad managers estimate a third of players are using them, literally the changing room floor. Yeah, they're popular with all footballers. Buying a nicotine pouch is just as easy as buying candy. A 5-year-old could legally buy nicotine pouches with their sweeties, although manufacturers state that it's an over 18 product. Because it's not a cigarette or an e-cigarette, they fall into a legal void. A government consultation on vaping titled "Creating a Smoke-Free Generation" has just drawn to a close, with nicotine pouches hurriedly added as an afterthought until the government catches up. Such pouches will continue to be freely sold in petty pots with flavors like watermelon, mint, and Beleni. Young guys who sells me my 20 pouches of 6 20 pouches for £6. Couldn't be more enthusiastic. He pulls his own stash from his pocket and says he saved him from smoking 40 a day. So there are people who are like this guy who says he now enjoys doing pouches because he now doesn't need to smoke 40 cigarettes a day, which is fucking a lot. That's basically a pack and a half, I think, or maybe 2 packets per day. But the really depressing image is seeing a kid go to a fucking local shop and go and buy a nicotine pouch for their parents or for themselves. That's kind of depressing, right? To have a child, like, you know, man. And this is an ethical dilemma, says Mary Tatum Birch, a research fellow at the Behavioural Science at University College London, and one of the few researchers into nicotine pouches in the UK. Is this a futuristic and sinister new way for big tobacco to get kids addicted to nicotine? Nordic Spirit is a diversification of tobacco giant JTI, which owns cigarette brands including Camel and Silk Cut. These cigarette companies, boy, they're gonna get their money. If you niggas, okay, you niggas don't like smoke cigarettes, cool. Here's a fucking pouch. Here's a pouch in mango, watermelon, strawberries. Oh, you black people, you like watermelon, right? Here you go, watermelon flavor pouches. Like, yo, these nicotine companies, these cigarette companies, they don't play, bro. They don't play. They're gonna get their money. You're not gonna fucking cut them out of your life. They're gonna fucking invade your life one way or the other. They're gonna get a hold of you one way or the other. They're gonna get a hold of you. It won't surprise me if they start selling fucking nicotine flavored tea bags and shit, or like coffee stuff, or like coffee creamers. Surely that's gonna happen soon. Like, so you could start drinking it like a lean type of thing. Whew. Nicotine companies do not play. Big tobacco does not play, bro. Big tobacco does not play. Footballers are a case in point. These are non-smokers hooked on the new addiction. Alternatively, it is a valuable way to reduce harm. The consensus is that nicotine pouches are among the safest way to be a nicotine addict. Certainly better than cigarettes, but also safer than vaping. We truly want a smoke-free generation. Our nicotine pouches are our safe bets. Nothing comes for free. I don't believe this idea. Like, I think we all like duped with the vaping thing, but after a while we all kind of realized vaping doesn't come without a cost. Smoking doesn't come without a cost. And I don't think doing pouches comes without a cost. You just got to decide what your vices are in life, innit? That's it. You can't, a life worth living, you have to have a couple of vices. You have to, at least one. You know what I mean? You have to have one vice to make life worth living. But you can't think you're going to have a fucking consequence-free vice. That doesn't exist. It really doesn't. There's always negative consequences that come with it. You just got to be okay to accept them, because guess what? The vice brings you more pleasure than pain. But I don't think it's completely free of any negatives. It's impossible. First, the concerning news. The advertising push is strong. Tatum Birch research on nicotine pouch advertising is titled Sports Gigs and TikToks. If you're not aware of the SNUS, it's because you're not young. In 2021, advertising standards wrapped that Nordic Spirit for an ad on gaming streaming services showing gamers popping the pouches under their lip, and the line "never miss a moment," which apparently was about the ease of hands-free nicotine. And blood, that's quite a good advert though, I'm not gonna lie. That's quite a good tagline. Never miss a moment, you know. That's quite a good tagline. You don't need to pop out to have a cigarette. You don't need to actually suck on tummy. Just pop it in your mouth and just continue on. That's actually quite a good fucking tagline. I'm not gonna lie. As a marketing guy myself, I'm kind of impressed by that line. Big up that team. They bought collaborations with all sorts of bars, venues, and festivals. Sorry, instant enjoyment anywhere. They've started standing in train stations offering free samples. They do ask if people are 18 and existing smokers before handing them out, but still, he says it's brave. Why brave? I feel like it's a good way to get the regulators to look at you. I've also heard that there are clusters of schools where incredibly popular. It's one of the most conceivable ways to use nicotine. Oh yeah, true. So there are kids in fucking high school and college. Imagine that as a teacher, man. Honestly, being a teacher nowadays must be a nightmare. Number one, your kids know way more than you know because of the fucking internet. They're fucking smart asses, right? For good reason. They're huge, right? As well, right? What else is happening there? They're smart asses, they're huge. Oh, and also, you know, they might be sitting in class with a fucking pouch in their fucking mouth as you're fucking trying to teach them algebra. God damn it. There are anecdotes of footballers playing with a sachet between their toes to avoid the managerial disapproval. And of course, boys are being inspired by the footballing heroes. Last month, Gareth Southgate, the football manager, said, "I'm very aware that a lot of footballers use these pouches." Why footballers? Some use it before or during games, perhaps inspired by the evidence that nicotine can improve athletic performance, including a study in 2018. However, Tatum Birch advises caution, and almost all studies are non-nicotine users experiencing a first rush. Nicotine addicts will need to keep increasing their dose just to stay at baseline. Second, the life of a footballer is prescribed by their club contracts and drug testing that nicotine patches represent one possible vice. They have to make sure that their bodies are in full working condition. They hardly ever drink, none of them smoke, and as it would ruin their cardiovascular fitness. Very few vape, none of them use cannabis because they'll get drug tested. Nicotine patches have become the recreational drug of choice for footballers. Yeah, I don't mind that, man, especially footballers in England. They play way too much. Footballers in England have a fucking crazy schedule. They're playing all year round. Let them have a little vice there. I don't really mind that. But I find the fucking bro science of nicotine pouches to be funny. It's almost similar to, do you remember when everyone was like, I don't know if you guys remember when you played sports, when I used to play football, especially Sunday league, it was very popular for people to have like sweets, like jelly babies and shit. I'm sure you have the same thing in the US. And the whole idea behind it is that, oh, you have jelly babies, it's like, it gives like a sugar rush. So when you're playing a game and stuff, you can have a little like, but I don't know. I think it's just placebo shit. But we used to always do that, little, you know, or maybe someone will cut up some oranges and you'd fucking suck on those, right? Blah, blah, blah. Oranges, of course, have more nutritional benefits to them, but that's kind of the same sort of thing. You can justify anything when you're playing sports, and especially if you're fucking working out a lot, you can probably make that work for yourself. But yeah, SNUS pouches is all the rage. Everyone's fucking on it. Everyone is fucking on it. Let's move on. Can we talk a little bit about this, please? About the Kevin Hart on the fucking CENAT stream. Why was this the best podcast, or why was this the best bit of content, podcast, live stream, video I've watched in fucking ages? Why was this live stream better than any fucking recent comedy podcast I've heard with the supposed big, or the supposed hallowed group of 1,250 Navy SEAL-esque comedians? Why was this particular podcast, this particular live stream with a 40-plus-year-old man and a fucking, you know, early 20-year-old streaming fucking icon, why was this fucking better than any comedy podcast I've watched in the last 10 years or so? Why? Because these guys were way funnier than your fucking favorite comedian that you ever know.
Yeah, look at that. You see that right there?
Yes, Thirsty! Wait, hold on. Kevin, first of all, ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for Kevin Hart.
Give me a round of applause.
Hey, round of applause!
Give me a round of applause. Where they at? Where do I gotta get close to see?
How do I look?
Where do I at?
Alright, it's right here.
Where do I?
Right here, this is how many people was in here.
What, am I too close?
Bro, you're
am I too close?
You're closest.
Okay, I'm gonna back up. Shouts out to everybody up in this.
Okay. Back up. Look, here, take this seat right here. This is your
By the way, I got a whole lot of sayings that I know the younger kids have been saying. I've been working on.
What's some words that you know? What's some sayings that you know?
Right now, fleek. Yeah. Fleek is definitely in.
Fleek.
Like
on fleek?
Right there. Jeez, ice in my veins.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Hey,
Kevin.
Hey, I got
what are you?
Ice in my veins.
That's a basketball. Like you ain't supposed to do that when you're playing basketball. What?
Yeah, ski. Yeah, we lit in this. Get my cup.
Okay, on my fault. Yeah, I got you.
Exactly. Big up Young Old Vibes. Young Old Vibes got it in one sentence, because they were having fun and not calling us poor or talking about COVID. Boom. Exactly that. And Kevin Hart isn't even like the most loved comedian on social media. People are complaining that he's not funny. They say he's lame, he's corny, blah, blah, blah. But Kevin Hart was actually incredibly funny on this. He came across really well. It actually did a lot to, I think, rehabilitate Kevin Hart's kind of image and his sense of humor, because how he was able to just kind of riff and be funny and hang out with fucking CENAT, his friends, get on fucking phone calls and talking and chatting. It was non-stop bants, non-stop vibes the entire time. It was so fucking fun to watch. Funner than any podcast I've seen from any comedian out of that JRE verse, Bapper verse kind of contingent. Absolutely great. And again, another evidence that if these guys just stick to being funny, guess what? They're going to put on a fun show. Not when they're lecturing us about fucking, you know, Israel, Palestine. Not when they're lecturing us about COVID. Not when they're lecturing us about UBI. Lecturing us about fucking inflation. Lecturing us about recession. Lecturing us about Donald Trump. Like, get out of here, man. Do your job. Be funny, please. And we will watch.
Hey, Bree, you got a cup.
Yo, this is my first. You know, this is my first ever live stream.
I know, and I appreciate you for coming on. I'm not gonna lie, this live is about to be crazy, bro.
Hey, is that dog?
No.
What is that?
Dog, where?
Is that dog?
Wait, where?
No.
Huh?
You got dog?
No.
What the is that?
What are you talking about?
Come on, man.
We have 200,000 people in here. Why are you embarrassing me?
I'm not trying to embarrass you, but that's clearly dog.
When you see dogs, it's just a firework.
Well, something that's a fireworks thing.
Yeah, it's a fireworks thing.
Oh, I thought it was dog. Okay.
It's not. I'm allergic to dogs, Kevin.
Are you serious?
What? Yeah, I'm serious. I'm allergic to dogs.
Well, I'm glad you told me that. I almost bought both my dogs.
Oh, hell no.
Because we was live. So I said, I'm going to come in here and be myself. Okay? By the way.
Do we have ice?
Give me ice.
I think I'm trying to see if you got some ice.
I need ice. Give me ice.
Brandon, do you have ice? Do you have ice?
Why would you not have the ice ready? I'm on.
Ice. We got ice.
This is big. Yo, this is my first ever live. Let me tell you. Can I just tell people why this is so dope?
Yes.
I love supporting new energy, man. I love supporting the talent of today and doing whatever I can to elevate, embrace, align myself. And this guy's been doing amazing things. I met him, and our energy in the conversation was absolutely
Bro, so hey, tell him
incredible.
how you first met. Like how was the vibe and stuff.
And don't get me wrong, this isn't organic. This is definitely a play. This is definitely part of a rollout. Most likely they're gonna start in some like father-son buddy cop movie somewhere sometime soon. I don't care. It was a fun stream, you know? Even though this was kind of heavy on the marketing, heavy on the rollout, you could kind of see through what they were basically doing. It was still fun. It was still fucking fun. Even though it had an agenda, it was still fun. It was still a good time. You could have it on in the background, hear them fucking giggling. The clips are going viral, especially on my side of social media. I enjoyed every fucking minute of it. I fucking loved it. And I wish we got more of this kind of unbridled fun and silly hijinks from podcasts. You remember back in the day when pods would like this, when they were just batshit funny? It kind of reminds me of, this is a weird example, but it kind of reminds me of peak Your Mum's House era. Some of you guys in stream chat who love Your Mum's House, you know what I mean. Peak Your Mum's House era was so fun. The clips they will play, the tunes people would send in, you know, like just pure unadulterated fucking laughs. You'd be crying at your desk, crying at your workplace, crying on your fucking morning walk or whatever, walking your fucking dog, just bending up. I remember I used to be legitimately covering my mouth sometimes listening to fucking Your Mum's House via my headphones on the fucking train. I can't even see the clips. I'm visualizing what the guy looks like and I'm covering my mouth going fucking crazy. Nowadays, you listen to pods now, especially comedy pods, and they're like, you know, it's cool, it's all right, but it's not really doing it for you. It's not really splitting your ribs like that anymore. That's why those guys like Matt and Shane are clear. That's why even Tiger Belly's kind of clear. No, not Tiger Belly. That's why Bad Friends is clear. Maybe a couple other East Coast ones are clear because at least they're being funny and trying to make you laugh. Even Tuesdays with Stories. I stopped listening to Tuesdays with Stories for a bit. I'm not too sure if you guys agree with me, but I stopped listening to Tuesdays with Stories a bit because I legitimately started to get a little bit annoyed with Mark Normand. He's got that same like anxiety thing that Chris Stefano has, but he kind of is a bit more chill. He's not as bad, but there was a period where he was going through he was touring a bunch. Whenever he starts touring a bunch, those stories he keeps giving of like getting at the airport super late and only an hour to go and this and that and running, it used to fucking unnerve me. His anxiety used to give me anxiety, so I stopped listening to Tuesdays with Stories. But I recently got back into Tuesdays with Stories again, and I'm really enjoying it because Mark Normand and Joe List are just bantering. They're just riffing off each other, throwing zingers after another, boom, 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 boom. It's actually way funner than normal pods that are just, you know, they're trying to give you fucking life lessons. So I really enjoyed seeing CENAT and Kevin Hart on stream. I watched it for the most part in the background, listening to it on my phone, and it was a fucking blast. So big up CENAT, big up Kevin Hart. Absolutely amazing, amazing live stream. And yeah, man, just another lesson for all these fucking JRE-verse guys that, you know, funny just doesn't revolve around them. Funny is all encompassing. So I'm happy and glad to see that sort of thing from them. So big up those guys. That was fucking fun. That was fucking fun. Moving on from that one, let's talk about this. Have you guys seen this? This is fucking hilarious, right? Big up NJ Ranger.
I've said it before, but that smelling salts rave from the recent Fi Companion was a glimpse back into the JRE I miss. Harmless, if out there, digging around. How can a plant be illegal? Haven't seen that Joe in a minute.
Yeah, exactly. Good point. I actually wonder, like, what actually. I just think. Do you think it's just an age thing? It must be just an age thing, isn't it? Because it's not like Joe can't do that. He can do it, but I think that's the thing. I think Joe actually prefers to be serious. I think that's what people miss on the Joe Rogan and why people think that he doesn't understand jokes. No, he understands jokes. He just treats JRE as like a serious platform. He doesn't want people just to treat it as like a banter thing. So he actually enjoys the fact that he appears multifaceted and like he appears like a hyper, you know, what you call it? A multi-hyphenate on the pod because he can talk about different topics. So he doesn't want to be the jester on his own pod. He wants to be an intellectual. He wants to be clued up on politics, on science, you know what I mean? On space travel, on history. Yeah, he wants to be clued up on that sort of shit. So I get it, but I just wish he would mix it up a little bit. That's why Save Our Parks is really good. Because I think on Save Our Parks, Shane Gillis, especially Ari Shafir hates it when Joe gets serious. Ari Shafir hates it as much as the fans. So Ari Shafir is always trying to fucking loosen and silly goose up the time. Mark Norman's in the background with his fucking zingers quipping away. So at least with those guys, they don't let Joe like be Joe, you know? They kind of like force him to kind of like be funny and have a good time. So I think that kind of works. But like NJ Ranger said, it's annoying, man. We miss a lot of that, man. We really miss a lot of that old Joe where he'd just be like silly and like he'd be curious about things that would lead to like silly conclusions, you know? Nowadays, it's like he's just serious all the time. It's like, bruh, like, come on, man. Lighten up a little bit, bruh. Lighten up. Yeah, exactly, Robert Henry Poet. Too many comedy podcasts trying to give us life lessons. Exactly. Actually, you know what? Fucking I was watching a clip of Red Bar. I was watching a Red Bar clip actually. Fucking hell. Red Bar said something that I've been saying a lot. I think he's probably said it before me anyway, but he echoed some thoughts I said about these comedians wanting just too much from you. Like, they just want everything. They want your eyes, they want your money, they want your attention across 6 different podcasts. Like, it's just way too much. And they don't ever see like that as an issue type of thing. And you also mentioned, no, I think that's basically it. Basically, that's the main thing. And how basically they're just not worth your investment. Really, you can get most of the best things they offer on a pod, so you don't really need to see them live. You know what I mean? You don't need to really see them. You know, you don't really need to see their fucking specials. You can get most of what they're about from a podcast alone. So they kind of, if anything, spread themselves too thin. And they're also not as talented as they actually think they are. Do you know what I mean? Which is obviously understandable as well. But big up everybody. I appreciate you all for joining in. I appreciate all of you. Big up Coiler too. Crying on your commute and saying lines at work even though no one understood. I don't trust Mark Norman. Seinfeld ripoff. No, Mark Norman's cool, but I just think, again, another Red Bar riff. Red Bar said something else about Chris Stefano. There's a really cool clip out there actually. Somebody uploaded. I think it's one of those Red Bar clip channels about Red Bar talking about Chris Stefano and Joe Rogan. And I had the same feeling listening to it. That's why I think I had to drop off after a minute, after like halfway through, I think, of the full episode. But Red Bar made a point of like, the reason why Rogan was a bit weird with Chris Stefano is because Rogan is like ultra self-actualization, extreme ownership, hustle, grind type of guy, do your thing, sort your life out, be the hero of your own movie, get shit done type of guy. And Chris Stefano is a bit anxiety ridden and almost helpless. And Rogan hates that. And I was like, yeah, that's true. I remember that type of energy coming out of him when Bert was going through his cycle of like The Machine, and then they started Sober October. And I also remember with myself, that's how I feel sometimes. That's why I guess I don't like Eric Griffin and stuff, you know? Like, you look at how people think like you've got nothing in control. There's nothing you're disciplined about. Zero, apart from doing stand-up. Like, you can't even do a single push-up. You can't run down the street. If somebody abducted your kid, you couldn't run after them. You know what I mean? Like, you're just useless with your body type of thing. So I think basically those type of like insecurities you have about yourself and the fear that you might end up like that, then you see somebody else. Because I'm sure when Rogan looks at Chris Stefano, he's like, shit, if I wasn't as serious about my kettlebells and my cold plunges, I'd be this guy. You know what I mean? Just like move it, like, because that story from Red Bar is fucking wild. If you ain't seen the clip, watch it. Where Chris Stefano is talking to Rogan at the beginning of the podcast, and he basically says like he bought a house when he was being really successful, and he got his special on Netflix and shit. He was doing well. And then within 6 months, he made his family move because he said he needed to move to another place where he could walk to a bagel shop. I don't know. He says it was part of his writing process. I got to be near a bagel shop. I got to feel like I'm in the city, because I guess they were living in the suburbs. So he went to feel more like he was in the city. And then his family just left the house that they were comfortable in, that they were getting acclimatized to. The kids were making friends and shit. I think Redbar said the wife mentioned that she just got the house renovated, or some part of the house renovated, and then they just had to move. And it was like, what the fuck, bro? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, why are you making your family move because you want them to walk to a fucking bagel shop? And obviously throughout the podcast you basically realize that he's clearly got some sort of undiagnosed anxiety, but he's also incredibly childish. That's the same thing like Bert has, just a very childish, selfish personality. Like throughout the entire clip there's not one mention of his kids like concerns before. He didn't actually think of them in the decision process. He didn't think about his wife. He didn't think about his wife's family. He just always thought about himself. I'm just gonna go, I want to move to a smaller house. I don't want to live in this house. I want to live in an apartment, and I want to fucking do that. And it's like, oh. And the weird thing is, by the way, don't you find this interesting? Chris Stefano wasn't always like that, bro. He was better on History Hyenas, but I don't know what happened to him. He suddenly woke up and wanted to become like a proper mainstream TV presenter guy, and then he suddenly decided that was his dream. And of course they had to drop History Hyenas because he got this shitty show to like convert sheds into bars. And then, you know, it's been a series of L's. He's got his own show now, but History Hyenas, Chris Stefano with Yanis Papas, he wasn't like that. Something happened. I don't know. His brain broke. I don't know what happened, but it's kind of weird to see. But people like that, man, they kind of freak me out. I'm not gonna lie. That's and I think that's why I probably react so negatively to like losers. You know, like it's just like, why? You know, like why lose at everything when you could just put a few things in place and kind of sort. You don't have to be perfect, but just do something. You know, like fucking hell. But anyway, enough life lessons for me. Let's move on. Have you guys heard about Nicki Minaj being stuck in Amsterdam? Fucking wild. I think this particular story and the other one I'm going to show you regarding Tyga and his security guard having beef with some Uber driver, I think this is like a semblance, an insight or a fucking scope into different cultures around the world, and more so to do with Americans are kind of entitled, isn't it? Especially the celebrities. I think because in America, celebrities are treated like deities. They treated like royalty, essentially. And I think in Europe, even royalty don't get treated like royalty, to be honest. You know, I think if Prince Philip couldn't walk around certain areas, he'd get fucking heckled. Whereas I think in America, you guys do put celebrities on a pedestal, so they do walk around like their shit don't stink and that the rules don't apply to them. And I think this is another instance of it. As much as I love Nicki Minaj, I think she was wrong here completely, which is why she got in trouble. So as you can see here from the tweet, I'm going to play the clip for you. The tweet, she says, now they said they found weed and another group of people to come here to weigh the pre-rolls. Keep in mind, they took my bags without consent. My security has already advised them those pre-rolls belong to him. Oh yeah, the pilot wants me to take my IG post down. So Nicki Minaj was in Amsterdam for shows for her Pink Friday 2 tour. It's now coming to the UK. It's all sold out. Everyone's going crazy. I saw a bunch of people in pink already going to Manchester and stuff and going to chill out. So they're having a good time over there. And then she's meant to come to Manchester first from Amsterdam. So the story is she tried to take weed from Amsterdam to Manchester. And obviously, if you leave a country where it's not really legal in Amsterdam, you can, you know, it's not really legal basically. But you can obviously smoke it there, but you can't obviously smuggle out of the country. So someone in her team herself wasn't smart enough to leave that stuff aside and then go to another country. I'm sure she could have got weed in Manchester easily anyway. You don't need to fucking smuggle this in and out. It's not that deep. She did it. She got fucking pulled up for it. And then it turned into this whole issue about recording and shit and all this sort of dumb shit. Do you know what I mean? It's like, bruh, you were in the wrong. Just take the L and keep it moving. But then she's turning it all into some like the forces of the record industry are conspiring against me, blah, 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 whatever. Stupid. Let's play the clip anyway.
The police officer told me we have to offload all the luggage.
Okay.
And to search everything
Okay.
of your luggage.
Yo, big up my nigga Richie. Wagwan Richie. What's good? Long time no see, family. Big up Z as well. I see you. Big up Z. Big up Doberman as well. What's good? Big up Int. Is it INT free? Wagwan INT free. All the three of you. Like the fucking stream, bad boys.
I'm so sorry to say that.
But isn't that what you planned on doing from the get-go? Why didn't you guys search it before it went on the plane?
They did just a random quick check, but now they want to open
Why?
it. And first of all, because you filmed him, and he was like...
Because I filmed him?
Yeah, he was like... he doesn't believe that you don't have more with you than you say.
No.
You know what? You know what's funny? That guy's actually being serious, and that actually happens in Europe and the UK, which is different in the States. I think in the States, maybe you guys don't have. Maybe you guys have a low threshold for bullshit. I think we have way more petty here. We entertain we're more petty and probably a bit more thin-skinned. Whereas I think in America, if you pull out your phone and you do this sort of stuff, the other person's going to be like, oh, fuck, you know, you're a nightmare. Just go. In some occasions. But in the UK, if you do that and you try and embarrass somebody, you try and contradict them, you try and say they're wrong, right? In a way, they're going to go out their way to make your day hell. They're going to pull you in, call the police. I mean, they're going to make your day. So you're better off just like agreeing to whatever demands they have, just being yes sir, no sir, whatever, and then going on your way. Whereas I think in America, you can kind of bully them in a way. You can bully them by, like, you know, acting out, shouting, taking out your phone, demanding the manager. In Europe, people are a little bit more picky, a little bit more fit. Like, you know how his faces? Look at this guy's faces. He's a bit of a Poindexter, like, he's a bit of a stickler for the rules. No, actually, it was 14.5 and not 14. Like, there's a lot of like with his tie, there's a lot of red tape in Europe and the UK. We love red tape. And we don't fucking take off the red tape for celebrities or anybody. Everyone gets dealt the same. If anything, they enjoy putting celebrities in their place. That's the difference, I think, with America. I think in America, she could get away with this. The guy would probably be a barb, and you just let her off. But in the Europe, we actually enjoy putting people in their place. That's why I also think, even though you guys worship celebrities more, that's why I think you guys make more money. Because I think you guys are better fans than us. You guys push like, oh my God, I love this person. You go ham for them. All the merch, all the shows, all the fucking content they put out, you're watching. You know what I mean? And they get paid handsomely by the advertisers, whereas in the UK, not the same thing. So I think, you know, it's one of those, what's that saying? I forgot what the saying is, but it doesn't matter. Let's continue.
Well, he asked me, do I have any more in those purses? And I said no. And I asked him, where are my bags? They took my bags and put it on the plane before I could know what bags are on the plane.
I see.
Yeah. So.
I'm so sorry for that.
Okay, of course.
So that's one clip there, and I think the saying I was trying to make was this one. Immovable. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one I was saying. I was saying that basically in this context, NICKI, immovable force and unstoppable force meets an immovable object. You know, that's basically what happened there. Like, she thought she could, you know, big time them, big bro them with her celebrity, but then she didn't know that Europe and UK people don't play, man. You break the rules, they're gonna fucking make an example of you. She's free now, but you know, it went to madness. And then the last clip of Nicki Minaj here is this one. This is the most funniest one, to be fair. This is the funniest one. This is the funniest clip during the whole arresting, because she left Amsterdam to come to Manchester. She had some weed on her, or within the luggage that she had. It wasn't allegedly hers, it was her security. And then, you know, whatever transpired. This is the best clip.
Where am I going? I have no idea where I'm going.
You have to go to the police station.
What address is that?
It's 5 minutes away. It's 5 minutes away.
What's the address of the police precinct?
When you will get your next show, we have to do it very fast. And we will help, but...
You're talking about my show?
Yes.
What about it?
Yeah. We talk...
They will help to try to get you there.
They'll help to try to get me to my show?
So
How?
Very quickly.
To do it as soon as possible. But
what am I doing? What am I doing? I never gave anyone my... So I'm under arrest.
Yes.
But under arrest for what?
Okay. Stop filming now.
I'm under arrest for what? Okay. Do you know what happened when I came here?
You have to go inside.
Huh? What you said?
Can you please stop filming and just step in the car for us?
No,
We don't care. They don't care about your celebrity. Stop filming. They don't care. This is not, There's no freedom of speech here, really, to be fair. You can get prosecuted for hate speech in some countries in Europe. That is such a thing. We're fucking losers, man, honestly. You actually start filming police here and they'll actually go out of your way to make your life a fucking living nightmare. Do you know what I mean? Even though you're recording their wrongdoings, like, don't fucking film me, cunt. You know what I mean?
I need a lawyer, because I don't know where I'm going.
You will get a lawyer at the office. You can contact the lawyer, but you just step in.
Especially Dutch people, by the way. She met the worst type of Europeans too. Dutch people are incredibly matter of fact. They don't entertain. They're not even like us UK people. We're a bit more, we have niceties, right? We kind of beat around the bush. We're a little bit more polite, but fake polite. Dutch people are like Germans. Like, what I said is what I said. Get in that fucking car. You're on the arrest, bitch. Get in that fucking meat wagon. Do you know what I mean? Your lawyer will be at the police station or whatever, but you have to get in that car. If you don't get in that car, you know, by us telling you we're going to put you in fucking cuffs. Simple as that. Like, Dutch people don't fucking play. Dutch people are serious.
Car, then it will go as fast as possible.
And who's going in this vehicle?
He will go with you.
Of course, you sat in there. Look at the lock. That must be so fucking funny. I'm not going in there. I'm not going in there. 5 minutes later. But it's all good anyway. Queen NICKI is out. The Queen is out. The Queen is out. She's free. Big up Nicki Minaj, absolute legend. She's actually out. So here he is, the statement from her in full courtesy of Twitter. It says the following. Thank you to everyone who prayed for me today. May God cover you all and that is connected to you. May you be blessed beyond your imagination. Barbs, I'm at the Stock Exchange Hotel in Manchester. I arrived a little over an hour ago after sitting in a jail cell for 5 to 6 hours. My plane still didn't take off for another 20 minutes once I boarded. The flight was 50 minutes. 50 minutes. Bro, can you imagine how fucking mad it would have been? No one would have believed you. No one's going to believe you. Imagine you're in Holland, right? Imagine you're in the Netherlands in a jail for some other crime and then you're seeing fucking Nicki Minaj walk by your cell getting processed. You're seeing her fucking walk by. You're like, what the fuck? That's Nicki Minaj. No one's ever going to believe you though. If you told them I was in jail with Nicki Minaj just for a couple of hours, no one's going to believe you, but you fucking saw it. You're like, fuck. But to be fair anyway, in Europe or especially in the UK, our jails, we don't have like a big... You get processed and then you go in your individual cell. There's not like one big like holding thing. Not like how you have in the movies over there. So probably no one saw her anyway. But it continues. That's why they had to do this big song and dance, because they knew I'd still find a way to perform, even if it came down to my last 90 minutes in the building, which would have been until 11:30. The building was willing to go past 11, so grateful for them for that. So they succeeded at their plan not to let me get on stage tonight. I succeeded at getting to the root of it all by recording them and posting everything in real time. I have so much video evidence, you wouldn't believe it if I told you. I'll have a lawyer and God take it from here too. Oh, look, bro. It's okay. You made a mistake. Because I'm from here and I know Wagwan, whenever I go to like a European country and maybe I, might have procured some fucking, some adult substances, if I don't use them while the time I'm there, I just give them away. Literally. I'll give them away. I'll either make a post somewhere and say, hey, I left them somewhere here. I'll maybe be in a club somewhere and just give them to somebody on my last night. Like, look, I'm leaving tomorrow, so have these, enjoy yourself. Like, you're not allowed to just take that shit with you. Like, yeah, I mean, you're gonna get searched, and if they find that shit, you're in big fucking trouble. So you gotta be careful. Please accept my deepest and most sincere apologies. They sure did know how to hurt me today, but this is too shall pass. They've been doing this over and over and over again. I've tried so hard not to discuss this because you guys deserve just to have the good stuff. I hate involving you in anything that isn't entertainment purposes only. We will have another date for tonight's show shortly, and I'll probably be able to share it tomorrow. Only July option and 1 June option is currently being discussed. I'll find a way not to only make it up to the date of performance, but I'm going to create an added bonus for everyone that had a ticket for the show. Promise. I'll still be performing the second Manchester show on the 30th, 5 days away. way. I'll still performing in Birmingham tomorrow. Okay, Barbs, love you. So that was a quite nice message from her. Again, no real lack of, there's a lot of lack of accountability there, kind of blaming everybody else apart from yourself from taking the fucking stuff on the plane in the first place. But hey, it is what it is. Another one here saying to the Barbs in Manchester, I'm going to the balcony, so if you're outside, you're able to see me. I may come downstairs. I'll be out there for about an hour. I really wanted to at least get to see you, but if you're in bed, stay there. I'll update you later. Okay, fair enough, man. Fair enough. Big up, Nikki. Nice to see. Nice to hear. I'm sure it was fucking super good over there, and she had a lot of fun, especially in Manchester, everybody hanging outside the hotel. So big up her. But what a fucking mess, man. You can't play in certain countries, bro. You can't run some of that American, you know, blah 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 shit over here, bro. People are gonna put you in their fucking place. You know, people literally, there's a thing here in Europe where people actually care about putting people in their place. They take pleasure in like making an example out of you. It's kind of wild to say that, but people legitimately take pleasure out of like bringing you down a notch, you know. That's why they say Europe and the UK is home of bad vibes. Like we are real good haters, by the way. We're really good at hating over here. Maybe that's why, I don't know, I might exist. Who knows? Anyway, let's continue. Let's continue. Let's play this clip. Have you guys seen this? Have you got exactly? Is that big up 730? They're itching to fuck you over. Exactly. Yo, big up my girl Uche. Wagwan Uche in the chat. Wagwan princess. Look, have you guys seen this? This one I wanna hear your opinion. This one I really want to hear you guys' opinion on this particular one here. I think it's kind of weird anyway when people sit at the front. If you go in a cab, do you guys sit in the front? I've never sat in the front. Most cab drivers don't let you in the front. Maybe it's a UK and European thing. Maybe in the States, you guys, it's okay to sit in the front of a cab, but it's not ever something I've ever done or it's ever been offered or whatever. So just watch this clip of Tyga out in Cannes, which is in France, during the film festival. His security guard gets into a bit of a back and forth with the driver. Watch this clip.
Tyga, hello. Right. Do you enjoy Can, Tyga? Happy to see you. Do you enjoy Can? Do you enjoy Can?
You're the best, Tyga.
Thank you. Enjoy your time.
Open the door, nigga. You open the door. Open the door, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, man. You know, I don't need an orientation, bro. Just open the door. Let's go, bro. Come on, man. We got people recording us and all of this. Come on, man. Can you unlock the door? We can't sit all in the back.
Sit your big ass in the back, you stupid idiot. Sit your big ass in the back, man. We can't sit in the back. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Sit in the back. Yes, you can. Oh my God. So, is that normal for you guys in the States? Do you guys sit in the front? Is that a thing? Because I don't understand the whole sit in the front thing. Maybe because he's security. He kind of, or maybe because he's a bounce. I don't know. Maybe that is a thing, but I've never sat in the front of a cab. I've always just sat in the back. The front seat isn't an option, really. And also the entitlement, like, it's obviously one of those cars where the back door is electric. It's not got a door handle, or maybe you can't open it from the outside. He has to press it. And it's a bit slow sometimes. I'm sure some of you guys have seen it, where you press it and it takes a fucking while for it to pop out and then slide back. Just relax, man. I know it's annoying because the paparazzi are out there, but this isn't your like personal car service. It's a cab. You know what I mean? It's not like a chauffeur that you've booked. It's just a regular cab thing that they've got. So you need to relax. If it's a thing that you book with your own driver, you know, he's gonna have a way to kind of get you in and out of the car. He's gonna have the door already open. You rush in and rush out like you're fucking coming in and out of the Lilas, but this is just a regular cab guy. Like, relax, bro, relax. What are you guys saying? It's a cab, for fuck's sake. It's the same in the US, roughly. Both parties were a bit okay. Yeah, I agree with that, Johnny. Both parties were being ignorant. Yeah, the cab driver understood what was going on, and he obviously felt a little bit sunned, so he wanted to sun him back. They could have met each other in the middle, but I love the fact that he made him sit at the back. You know, no, I'm not opening the front. Like, you have to sit at the back. The back can fit 5 people. There's 5 of you. You can sit at the back. It's so fucking dumb, isn't it? So unnecessary, so stupid. But yeah, that happened. So yeah, entitlement is not a good thing. You also have to, I don't know if it's entitlement. I think most of us are like this, right? You just gotta know how to like behave in certain places. Certain places call for you to be ratchet. Certain places call for you to be chill. Certain places call for you to kind of, you know, whatever it is. You treat every scenario, every place you're at, based on where you're at. You don't wild out for the sake of wilding out. You know what I mean? But anyway, what do I know? What do I know? I'm an absolute idiot. So let's continue on. So I'm sure most of you. Am I lagging here? I'm lagging a bit, innit? I'm going a bit choppy, aren't I? Well, I'll go on for this. Why am I so choppy? I'm sure most of you remember this clip that I showed before, right? Oh, why is it not the switches working? I'm sure some of you guys remember this clip I showed where George JANKO complained to Mike about Bobby Lee. Do you guys remember this clip I showed you before? I think a couple of days ago. It was from a podcast they did together where he complains about Bobby Lee and said Bobby Lee basically sexually assaulted him. Have you seen this clip, right?
Never had a problem with Bobby Lee.
No, he knows
I
that.
had a problem with the way that Logan and you were kind of gassing him to keep doing. He started the episode putting his balls in my face. I let that one go. Then every 2 seconds, he kept grabbing my dick.
I don't think...
How would you feel if a man that has his back completely towards you, that only turns around to grab your dick,
right,
talk shit to your face, and you can't smack or beat the living brakes off of this guy? Because Logan makes me apologize to this man, or I don't have a job on Impulsive anymore. How fucking crazy is that? I said, Mike, this is all that happens, and you said, verbatim, you said, it's our fault for not telling you this, but me and Logan are really the ones who should be talking to the guests. You are really there for a boys only episode. So while I get sexually harassed, my other co-host is trying to fire me, and you're trying to leverage me to be quiet during.
So you remember this, right? He complained that Bobby Lee basically sexually assaulted him. Anyway, I thought it was a pretty wild story. I said at the time, I think, you know, anybody that allows Bobby Lee to get sexually assault them, you probably deserved it. You know, like, what the fuck you letting this fucking dweeb, this adult baby guy to sexually assault you? Just beat the living brakes off of him. If you get fired, you get fired. But no man should ever try and violate you, and you should ever stand for it, especially if you can defend yourself. Don't ever let that slide. He let that slide for the betterment of content, clout, whatever it may be. Dumb decision. Anyway, fast forward, he was making a big deal out of it. And then if you remember, actually, on YouTube now at the moment, I'm not too sure if you guys have seen this, but on YouTube at the moment now, let me see if I've got it here on my screen. I think I had it here somewhere. On YouTube now, if you search Bobby Lee's name, look at all the documentaries that pop up about him being a creep. It's 2 straight away. Bobby Lee is actually disgusting, courtesy of a channel called More Pegasus. Bobby Lee needs a wake-up call. This is horrible, courtesy of Sensi Society. And there's another one too from yo, big up.
Oz, what up? Did you review PD File Barrel Drizzy new song with Sexy Red? I've given up on deep dive video of Ball and She Flats 4 seasons ago. Put my prior donations from Ball and She Fund to opening club. We outside and you.
Big up, Richie. I read the whole thing. AZ, what up, dad? You review PDF file BBL Drizzy new song. Yo, don't call my goat a pedophile, babe. Oi, Richie, have some respects. Don't call my goat a PDF, please. Don't do that, bro. The sixth guard is not a PDF, right? The sixth guard is not a PDF. Don't do that. Don't call my goat a PDF, please. All right? Or I'm going to call your guy a woman beater. Then who's right? Oh, exactly. Have you seen this new song with Sexy Red? Yes, I have. I think it's decent. I think people are over woofing in general when it comes to Drake. Like, people are making it out like he's fucking Taylor Swift. The verse ain't that bad. It's not that good. Like, just relax, man. It's a throwaway verse on a Sexy Red track. Like, chill. Who gives a fuck? I'm giving up on the deep dive of the Balenci flats 4 seasons ago. Don't put my prior donations from Balenci Fund to opening a club. We outside the UK when that club opens. Free Papa. Yeah, big up Richie. Big up Richie. You're fucking hilarious, man. You really are. But don't give up on the Balenci flats. They're coming sooner than you think, brother. Sooner than you think. I just need to... there's so many videos I haven't done yet. I had to get done and get fucking going, but... Just you wait, my friend. But big up Richie, I appreciate you. So I was going to say about this Bobby Lee thing. It's become a narrative. I didn't know this was a thing. Everyone's starting to like make videos about Bobby Lee being a creep. I think Too Lazy to Try has one out too that I haven't watched yet, but I think he calls out Bobby Lee too. So there's a narrative around Bobby Lee being a creep, and Bobby Lee doing too much and being too friendly, being overly familiar, right? So that's an issue. And obviously we heard George Janko say what he said. Now look at this update. George Janko said what he said, right? He sexually assaulted me. He turned his back. He was put his balls in my face. He touched my dick. He fingered me. Me. Now look what happened recently. Look at this picture. George Janko's official Twitter account. This one's going to be real special. Heart emoji at Bobby Lee Live. And it shows a picture of George Janko and Bobby Lee hanging out recording a podcast. So what was all that dramatics about? What was all that drama about online? That you got sexually harassed. Now you're sitting down with your sexual harasser on a podcast for clicks, for views. Yo, if someone sexually harassed me, I'm not sitting down with you on a podcast and recording. I'm fucking caving your head in. Why are we fucking... So what? Did it happen? Did it not happen? Are you okay with it? Now you're trying to make content out of it because you saw that clip went viral? Like, honestly, these days, man, if you have clout, if you have fame, if you can get views, if you've got money, you can get away with murder, bro. If a regular man came up to him in a fucking bar and touched his junk and then said to him the next day, hey, do you want to do a podcast? He wouldn't do it. But because it's fucking Bobby Lee and he's got a name and he's fucking famous, suddenly now it makes sense to go do a podcast with him and sit down and talk through our issues. I'm a Christian. I'm going to forgive you. Bruh. If some random dude in a fucking in a bar toilet saw you pissing in a urinal and just grabbed your junk and shook it for you and said, yeah, there you go, it's nice and dry now, and patted you on the head and then told you the next day, let's record a podcast, you wouldn't do it. You'd either beat the brakes off him right there or you'd call the police. But now you're doing it now because Bobby Lee's famous. But if I'm Bobby Lee, again, I don't really care about it because I like Bobby Lee, as I think he's a funny guy. I just think this guy made a big deal out of it, but then now he's sitting down with him, so I think it's, whatever. But as a Bobby Lee fan, he needs to be very careful. Something's happening. I don't know what's happening. I don't know if it's like, I always felt like there's like a group of people out there. I don't know who they are. Bear with me, people in the stream chat. I'm sure you guys have noticed it too. I've noticed that there's a group of people out there that have always wanted Bobby to get cancelled, but he never did. They were the same people that kept recycling that Tijuana story. They kept showing clips of him on that David Cho podcast back in the day they used to do. I felt that there was a period in time where every 6 months, those old clips would go viral of him talking about fucking underage girls allegedly and all that sort of shit in Thailand back in the day, blah, 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 blah. Do you remember? So I feel like those people have never gone away. And I think now that he's getting more success, he just announced that new animated show with Andrew Santino, it feels like there's a concerted effort to get Bobby Lee out of here. He needs to relax. So he needs to take it easy because it feels like somebody's doing something. I don't know who it is. I don't know who these people are, but there's something going on. Like there's something happening. I don't know who's trying to get him out of here, but he needs to fucking relax because he's at the peak fame. I think Uche even said, or somebody said, the Bad Friends podcast, a live podcast, did numbers. They get their regular podcasts get hundreds of thousands of views. They do really, really fucking well. They got loyal fan base. They just signed a deal to do an animation series on fucking Hulu. Like, they're going places. Bobby Lee's been in a ton of TV series, movies recently. Like, he needs to relax. He's got a lot to lose. He needs to chill out because this news is coming at the worst possible time for him career-wise. He needs to fucking relax. Because those people who wanted him cancelled for those old clips of when he allegedly went to Thailand and fucked some girl that was underage and she was crying, those people haven't gone away. He needs to fucking relax. Whatever he's doing, he needs to relax. That whole thing that he does where he goes on shows and he starts to, you know, creep on the women on the TV, he needs to leave that to the past. Don't do that again now, because I feel like somebody's out there to get him. I don't know who it is, but I feel like they want to get him out of here. I don't know if you guys agree with me, but I feel like somebody wants to get him out of here. Yeah, exactly, MK. Imagine Gwyneth Paltrow wanting to interview Harvey Weinstein. Exactly. Somebody, exactly. 300 pages about to drop. Exactly. Bobby definitely went to Diddy parties, or he hosted his own for sure. But yeah, man. I don't know. He needs to relax. Something's happening. I feel it. I feel there's a sea change. And maybe it might be too late. Maybe it's one of those things, he might be the next one. But I feel like if Bobby Lee got cancelled the way Bryan Callen did, I think he'd unalive himself. I know that's harsh to say, so don't get me out of here. I'm just a small YouTuber. I'm a minority. I'm an IC3 male. I'm a diversity hire, so don't cancel me. But I feel like he wouldn't be able to handle it. I feel like if Bobby Lee got cancelled now and everything went away, no Netflix, no Hulu, Tiger Belly sponsors, when he had to go into hiding, I feel like he'd unalive himself. I don't think he has it in him to survive that shit. He wouldn't survive it. He's too weak. He's too mentally fragile, a bit of a child. You know, Arrested Development shit. He won't handle it well. So he needs to be like careful, relax, please, because, you know, we don't want to see you go out in that way personally. But hey, what do I know? Exactly. Hashtag Tranquilo. Exactly. Hashtag fucking Tranquilo. But again, what do I know, eh? What do I know? Absolutely nothing. I don't know jack shit. I'm just a fucking random dude on YouTube talking absolute shit. Let's continue. Yeah, exactly. Big up Quella. Big up Stevie Weeby. Stevie Weeby is like he's like the unofficial starter of everything, isn't it? He kind of started everything. Stevie Weeby was the one that probably told Brendan about Kalila being into threesomes, all that freaky shit, which is what got Brendan to text Kalila that fucking, you know, with the whatever, that DM that then started the domino effect of his career going down the line. Stevie Weeby was the one that actually started everything. He's the fucking real snake. Imagine snaking your brother like that for fucking Brendan Schaub of all people. What a weirdo, bro. What a weirdo. Snaking your brother for Brendan Schaub is some pathetic shit, bro. Not gonna lie. Don't snake your brother anyway, but snaking for Brendan is wild. Let's continue here, right? Let's continue. Let's play some clips here before we go into the fucking Bappa shit. So I'm sure some of you guys have watched. I'm sure some of you guys have watched the Terrence Howard fucking interview with Rogan, right? One of another favorite things of mine to watch, and favorite thing to watch because he was interesting, bro. He was fucking interesting. He actually had a story. He actually, again, just interesting, funny dude, clearly very eccentric, clearly very crazy, but he almost reminded me of what comedians used to be, in like a Doug Stanhope type of way, like a bit off kilter, you know, not really normal, not really like your average citizen, a bit out there, a little bit cuckoo, maybe mentally ill, maybe just crazy in a good way, but a lot of fun. And that's what you got from fucking this Terrence Howard interview with Joe Rogan. It was fucking hilarious. Let's play this particular clip that I really enjoyed.
Because I was angry. I was really angry. And I was going to use all of the knowledge that I had, and I was going to destroy mankind.
That might be one of my favorite clips from the fucking interview. What? You gonna do what? One more time. This nigga thinks he's in the fucking comic book or something. What?
Because I was angry. I was really angry. And I was going to use all of the knowledge that I had, and I was going to destroy mankind.
He's fucking incredible. Oh, mate, yeah. No, but but Koila, that's the thing though. Actors are on the spectrum. So there's actors like Terrence Howard, and then there's actors like Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck on the roast. That's the difference, unfortunately. There's like a scale. You either get them like Terrence Howard, Matthew McConaughey, or you get them like Ben Affleck's. Like, there doesn't seem to be an in-between. Maybe the in-between is Bryan Callen. That's it. But I like more the Terrence Howard one. Like, I definitely would love... Imagine bumping into Terrence Howard. You know what I mean? Like, at a fucking party somewhere or at a bar. You'd love it. I'd fucking love it, man. I'd fucking love it. He's an absolute fucking G. Another clip from the interview. This is another good one too.
So once the angle...
Look at it. This
of incidents change. So once the angles of incidents change, you change the motion and pressure conditions. You can now change the condition or the crystallization. So I was saying with the periodic table, now because we have the angles of incidence, material engineering can now separate the space between carbon and nitrogen.
It's even funnier because of his voice. He's made more funny because of his voice. I swear to God. One more time. Oh, me explaining how I fixed my mental health.
So once the angles of incidence change, you change the motion and pressure conditions. You can now change the condition or the crystallization. So I was saying with the periodic table, now because we have the angles of incidence, material engineering can now separate the space between carbon and nitrogen.
Honestly, I fucking love Terrence Howard, man. I fucking love him, bro. He's actually fucking hilarious. Absolutely funny, interesting person. Another one too, by the way. One of my favorite clips from the interview. This is a really good one, by the way. Right at the beginning. Oh my God.
I still smoke my cigarettes.
Why do you do that?
I'm a crackhead. I don't know. Everybody has to have some vice. Like Alan Watts said.
Honestly, how fucking refreshing is that? How refreshing is that? Exactly, King Bear. Exactly how AZ talks after a bump. Exactly how refreshing is that? I don't know, man. I'm a crackhead.
I still smoke my cigarettes.
Why do you do that?
I'm a crackhead. I don't know. Everybody has to have some vice. Like Alan Watts said.
Like Alan Watts said. Nigga, you ain't read a single book of Alan Watts, man. A fucking legend. And then, of course, the last one is this one. Terrence Howard's infamous 2019 Emmys interview. This probably will get me taken out, but fuck it.
In the house, Terrence Howard here. You made huge headlines when you said after you complete these 15 episodes of Empire, you got to walk away for a while or forever.
For good. I mean, everyone keeps trying to tell me don't say it's forever, but I've spent 37 years.
Look at him, man. Look at him. Sharp motherfucker. Look at the haircut. Look at the cravat. Look at the waistcoat. You know what time he's on, bro. You know what time he's on. He's even dressed in character. You know what time he's on.
Pretending to be people so that people can pretend to watch and enjoy what I'm doing when I've made some discoveries in my own personal life with the science that, you know, Pythagoras was searching for. I was able to open up the flower of life properly. And
do you remember what the interviewer asked him, by the way? Do you remember what the interviewer asked him? Do you remember what the question was that would make him reply about Pythagoras' theorem? Do you remember the question that would elicit a response about Pythagoras' theorem? And keep attention to this lady here. She has no idea what's going on. She's like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? He's trying to concentrate and listen. This lady presenter is like lost already. She's already 30 seconds in and she's lost. Like, what the fuck is this guy on?
Find the real wave conjugations that we've been looking for 10,000 years. Why would I continue, you know, walking on water for tips when I've got an entire generation to teach a whole new world?
Walking on water for tips. What a fucking line. Why would I continue walking on water for tips? What the fuck does that mean? No one really knows, but it sounds fucking prophetic.
That's a big remark. What do you intend to do?
Well, let me put it this way. All energy in the universe is expressed in motion.
Look at the lady. Look at the lady. She's already zoned out. She has no idea. If scaring the hose was a person, if scaring the hose was embodied in a human, it would be fucking Terrence Howard. If scaring the hose could be personified, it would be him. It would be fucking TH.
All motion is expressed in waves. All waves are curved. So where does the straight lines come from to make the platonic solids? There are no straight lines. So when I took the flower of life...
By the way, do you remember what they asked him? Do you remember the question they asked him in the beginning of this little interview on the fucking red carpet of the Emmys? It's a little short interview. You talk about your fucking, you know, your life. No, you talk about what you're currently working on, what you're excited for, if you're gonna win, your hopes. That's it. And you keep it moving. And look at what he's talking about.
And opened it properly. I found a whole new wave conjugations that expose the in-between spaces. It's the thing that holds us all together.
Okay.
Oh my God, it's a thing that holds us together. What? Look at his face. He's dead ass serious here. Look at his face. He's so sincere as well. That's what makes him such a pleasure to listen to. He's so sincere with this shit. He actually thinks he's like, you know, he is who he says he is, who he thinks he is. That's the thing I like about him. He actually exists in his own world. I think someone said that before in the stream chat. He actually exists in his own world. You know, these comedians like to act like they exist in their own world, but they don't really. He actually exists in his own world. And you happen to be here too. Like a legit, you know, maverick, a legit nut job, which in a good way. I fucking love it. I'm not gonna lie. Ayo, big up Ooch.
DMT smokes Terrence Howard.
Yeah, exactly. DMT smokes Terrence Howard. Terrence Howard doesn't smoke it. Yo, man, honestly. You know why I like him a lot too? He reminds me of what I'm like at afters. This is what I'm like when I'm not as esoteric or as deep as he is, but when I'm at an afters, this is what I sound like. I'm not talking about, I'm giving fucking TED Talks. I can clear a room in record time, bro. I will clear a room in a record time. I will clear a room in record time, and people will be like, and I would go to another room and they'll be like scared to have me in there, because once I get fucking talking, I'm gonna start talking about some shit that you don't want to talk about when you're high and drunk at an afters. You want to be easy and light, and I'm gonna get fucking deep. Terrence Howard is gonna get very scientific, very philosophical. You know what I mean? He's going to be talking about sociology, theology, all sorts of things. I fucking love it.
I didn't do too well in trigonometry. What is the
platonic solids?
Wow.
But wait,
conjugating going on?
You thought that was it. It isn't. There's more.
No.
I'm sharing that on Tuesday when I receive my star. I'm going to be able to prove that gravity is only an effect and not a force. I'm putting...
Terrence Howard is going to prove that gravity isn't real. I love him so much. I swear to God, I love him so much. Oh my God, I love this so much. I wish he was more places. I love him so fucking much. I want to see him and Cat Williams in one room. I swear to God. I want to see him and Cat Williams in the room together. Oh my God. One more time, we got to rewind that. I'm gonna, when I get my, imagine you're giving him his Hollywood star on the walk of whatever, right? That fucking thing, that whole ceremony. It's again a celebration of your career, of your life. It's very, you know, celebratory, for lack of a better term. And then he's on the mic talking about how gravity doesn't exist. You're like, bro, man, just thank your fans, Jesus, your parents and shit, and keep it moving, man. What is this? One more time.
I'm sharing that on Tuesday when I receive my star. I'm going to be able to prove that gravity is only an effect and not a force. I'm putting something on YouTube where I will build the planet Saturn without gravity and build the Milky Way galaxy without gravity.
Did you also say you're getting your star on Tuesday?
Yeah.
On the Walk of Fame?
On the Walk of Fame, which is interesting.
Oh, I fucking love him. Honestly, I love him. I love him so much. I love him so much. I honestly love him so much. He's the best. He literally is the best. I swear to God. He's the fucking best. Big up fucking Terrence Howard. Big up the boss, Terrence Howard. You're a fucking legend. Oh my God. Oh. What an absolute amazing interview. What an absolute amazing interview. Every interview he does is fucking amazing. I'm not gonna lie. I enjoy every single one of them. Big up Blood Clot Terrence Howard. Big up Terrence Howard. Moving on from that one. Moving on. Let's play this. Where is it? Oh, we played all the Terrence Howard stuff. Let's play some stuff that features Red Band. Let's play this one. Have you guys seen this? This is kind of funny, right? So I guess Rogan's getting into Christianity. Rogan's becoming a Christian, I guess, with this clip. This is maybe an insight into Rogan leaning into the Christian grift. It was probably bound to happen, but interesting clip nonetheless. It says Red Band, oh no, during Joe Rogan's new Bible study segment. Let's play this clip.
The brakes, and we're just gonna slide into this genderless. We're not hitting the brakes, and we're just gonna slide into this genderless future. And some people are going to be really happy about it. And I think they wrote about it in the Bible when they said the meek will inherit the earth. I think it's in the Bible. And I'm not kidding.
Oh, God. No.
I'm not kidding. As more time goes on, I'm not kidding. I think
I don't think Rogan realizes that Red Band's saying no, like, oh, please, let's not do this. I don't know if he gets what Red Band's saying. Like, I'm not sure if he gets it, or if he does, I'm not too sure if he completely misses it.
Bible got that one right. I think they didn't. I think, you know, a lot got lost in translation. They forgot to mention plastic.
Oh yeah, a lot got lost in translation. Can you translate the Bible for us then, Rogan? A lot got lost in translation. Can you translate it for us, please? Go on, Rogan. Theologian Joe, go on, please translate it for us.
Turning into a bitch. But that's what it is.
And that's why I think Noah's Ark is real, Brian.
I don't think that's...
So, am I, again, maybe because of my background of growing up in the church and going for fucking many, many years, am I the only person that doesn't interpret the meek will inherit the earth as the meek being docile? He's almost calling the meek like woke people. It's not about that, isn't it? If I'm not mistaken.
And we're not hitting the brakes, and we're just gonna slide into this genderless future.
So this genderless future that he kind of prescribes, where people are going to be weak and all this malarkey, that's not meek. When it says the meek will inherit the earth, it doesn't mean people who are like docile and woke and pussies and shit. That doesn't mean what that means.
And some people are going to be really happy about it. And I think they wrote about it in the Bible when they said the meek will inherit the earth.
When they talk about meek, I'm pretty sure from my Bible study, the meek means mostly the opposite of Rogan, which is like the non-hustle people, the ones who just want to have a good life, look after their family, pay their bills, go on a holiday or two, but they're not looking to take over the world. They're not looking to build the next fucking Enron, the next Amazon, the next Dell, the next Nvidia, the next fucking GM Motors fucking killer and shit. They just want to live a regular life. That's what it basically talks about. The meek will inherit the earth. The earth will go back to the people. You know, like, not as in like the meek, as in like, oh, the fucking pussies or the kids at fucking universities who are protesting and stuff that he probably hates. Nah, it doesn't mean that. He interprets it so literally, innit? The meek. He thinks he's so fucking dumb. Honestly, bro, how you gonna do the Christianity grift and not know what you're talking about? Like, come on, bro. Like, although this is my interpretation, you can't just have your own interpretation of things. The book is the book. What it says is what it says. There is no other interpretation. You can't just freestyle it for yourself. The Bible is the Bible. Oh no! Oh my God, guys! I just thought of something. Big up Theodore.
The Hebrew word for meek is anoah, which refers to someone who is afflicted or bearing a heavy burden. Rogan is not that.
Exactly, which is a regular person. A burden, exactly, Theodore. A regular person's the one carrying a burden. A regular, it's essentially the meek, exactly. Big up Theodore. Essentially, the meek will inherit the earth is actually relating to regular civilians. You know, the people that Rogan and co say they don't really like hanging around with. That's what the scripture is actually saying. The meek will inherit the earth means the regular civilian who doesn't understand comedy, who isn't a part of the 1,000 or 250 elite comics in the world. That's who it's talking about. Exactly. Honestly, bro. Imagine, but we got Theodore, but imagine, right? Imagine this scenario, guys. Imagine this scenario. Imagine we reach a place where Rogan sells a Joe Rogan translated Bible. You know, there's different translations of the book. Imagine if we get to a place where Rogan's grifting so hard, he does like a modern, he tries to sell it as like a modern interpretation without all the woke bullshit. Like, imagine if he does that. Imagine if that's the new grift. Like how Trump has his own Bible. Rogan has his. Oh, that's gonna be hilarious. He's stressed out his own Bible. The Joe Rogan translation, the JRE translation, the On It translation, right? The On It translation. Oh my God. There'll be a copy underneath every chair in the mothership. Oh my God. Jesus Christ, bro. This guy is fucking shameless, man. Honestly. The meek will inherit the earth. It means the genderless. What's that, bro? Come on, Rogan. I like you, but... Big up Theodore.
Jordan Peterson x Joe Rogan 12 Rules for Little Joey.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you'd love that. 12 Rules for Little Joey. And then make it into it'll be a kid's book. Jordan Peterson and Joe Rogan, 12 Rules for Little Joey, and it'll be a kid's book. Right? it'll be an illustrated kids book, and they'll sell them, millions of them. New York Times bestseller. Oh my God, redefining Christian. Joe Rogan, you see the headlines now. Joe Rogan is redefining Christianity and jiu-jitsu hybrid. Christianity jiu-jitsu hybrid. Can you imagine that? Oh. Yeah. Oh, mate, honestly, the meek will inherit the earth, and my guy thinks he's talking about, the Bible's talking about woke kids in universities or something. Oh, fucking hell. I always get the feeling Joe's like also weirdly worried someone's going to take his money or something. I don't know why. There's just a feeling I get from Joe. He's scared like someone's just going to take something. Like, you worked hard. You earned everything you've got. No one's going to take anything away from you. But I feel like maybe in the back of Joe's mind, he thinks all these, I don't know, he has this weird fear that someone's just going to take it from him. I don't know, like, he has this, he comes across like that, like he's just scared everyone's going to take some, like, relax.
You know how Jefferson cut all the magic stuff out of his edit of the Bible?
Yeah.
This MFTO will be putting deleted scenes up in there.
Exactly. Oh, I can't wait to see it. Honestly, I can't wait to see him go. Because we're already getting the crumbs. Because we know these guys are transparent. We're already getting crumbs of it now. I can't wait to see him go full Christian. I can't wait to see it, bro. I can't wait to see it. Oh, and they're gonna, for sure. I completely forgot about it. You guys will know. Aren't all the American hunter guys big Christian people too? Aren't they? All the guys that hunt, aren't they big Christian people? Like killing animals, you know, but like they're into that, innit? So that's a easy lane to kind of get into. Easy lane. He already hunts. Do you know what I mean? Gonna be praying. He's gonna start praying at the beginning of podcasts and shit. It's happening, bro. It's happening. It's fucking happening. It's fucking happening. Oh my God. Christianity Joe, bro, is gonna be unbearable. Let's continue this. Big up the Decoding the Guru subreddit. Big up Decoding the Guru subreddit. This is a really good one too. Big up Decoding the Guru subreddit. Joe Rogan is immune to bullshit. Watch till end.
Personality.
Let's go back.
My personality that is just immune to bullshit. When bullshit hits me, I'm go, oh, I know what this is.
You'll see hydrogen sitting all the way over there by itself, but they don't show that hydrogen has the same tone as carbon.
What do you mean by tone?
Same tone, same key of E. Same key of E. 40.5 hertz. The next one would be like 81 hertz. You go to silicone, it will double up and would be 162 hertz. You'll go to cobalt, and it'll be 324 hertz. It's, you know, in that base, if you were to take the angles of incidence or the tones that they create, you know, their color. Like you can turn color back into sound.
Nigga thinks he's Pharrell Williams. This guy thinks he's fucking Pharrell Williams. This nigga thinks he's Burial. This guy thinks he's fucking Burial. What?
Based upon, it's the same wavelength, it's just twice as long or much longer. So all you have to do is keep dividing light by 2.
Keep that up, Jimmy.
You keep dividing light by 2, and you'll ultimately get back to the audible sound of it, because there was a relationship between light and color, sound and tone, matter and shape.
One of the most interesting conversations I've ever had with the great, powerful Terrence Howard. It's a wild one. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of mixed reviews, but as crazy as some of the things the man is saying are, he's clearly brilliant, and if he's right, it's going to change the world. Yo, there's no one. Joe's the best person to gas you up in it. We all need a Rogan in our corner. We all need somebody that's going to gas you up unequivocally. Joe's the master of gas, bro. The master of gas. Like, he will gas you up. Like, he gassed up the world to believe Brendan Schaub was a fucking stand-up comedian. He gaslighted the public when they tried to say he wasn't funny and said, oh, no, it's just because he's handsome and you look like he might have bullied you in school. Joe Rogan's a great hype man. He probably should have got into PR. If Rogan wasn't a comedian, he probably would have made the next CAA destroyer. He probably would have been a good, you know what I mean, representative of like big celebrities and shit. He can gas you up, bro. He can gas people up. That's why probably him and Dana are so close. You know what I mean? He's a master at gas. You listen to fucking Dana White talk about his slap league, it's as if he's talking about fucking, you know, like some high, like as if he's talking about Champions League football or some shit. If you listen to Dana White long enough talking about slap league, you or slap fight, whatever the fucking thing is called, you're gonna start believing him. Same with Rogan. Fucking hell. Oh mate, it's so funny. Is that it? No other clip. Is that it? Yep, that's it. Cool. But yeah, oh, that's fucking brilliant, bro. Big up Theodore, wild one.
I'm convinced Joe is a CIA asset to keep the masses interested in constant absolute bullshit.
But that's the thing though, bro. That's the thing though. He wasn't always like this. And he still has moments where he's really good. He had this Indian dude on that I haven't listened to as well. There's an Indian guy that he interviewed recently. That was really interesting, actually. I think he was a scientist. I forgot his fucking name. There's times where he has random people on who are fucking brilliant, and it's really interesting. But most of the time, it's like, who the fuck is this guy, and why are you pushing this shit? So he was talking to some Indian dude. Let me see if I can get him up on my phone. I forgot what his name was. It was a recent episode. Short-looking guy. Is it after CIA guy? Might have been. Was it after him? Who was it? It was some scientist. But that was really good. But most of the time, they're fucking spooky, the episodes. Oh, there we go, yeah. Rizwan Verk. So sometimes they're really good, you know what I mean? Sometimes they're fucking interesting and they're really fucking informative. So Rizwan Virk is an entrepreneur, video game pioneer, film producer, and computer scientist, and author of several books, among them The Simulation of Hypothesis and The Simulated Multiverse. Like, super interesting dude I never fucking heard of, and you would have never heard of before you listen to Rogan anyway, unless you're fucking balls deep in video games and film and computer science and shit. So he does have his moments where he has great people on and he has great conversations, but for the most part, God. But then again, maybe it's a numbers game. He's got 2,100 plus podcasts, bro. Maybe that's what we're not getting. Maybe it's a numbers game. It's just impossible to have, like, you know, it's impossible not to chat shit after 2,000 plus podcasts. You know what I mean? It's just hard not to, don't you think? Or am I fucking bugging out? I don't know. Regardless, big up Theodore. Big up my guy Theodore. Let's continue. We did that one. Let's do another one. Where is it? We did that one. Oh, let's do some Brendan stuff. We did quite a lot of that shit. Let's move on to some Brendan stuff. Number one, what do we do? Have a clip here? Oh no, we don't have a clip. Let's do this one. Let's do this. Have you guys seen this? This is not a clip, but let's do this. Let's fucking do this. So, Brendan's kid is playing some special baseball game, I'm guessing, and Brendan decided to make these special balls for the kids, right? To commemorate the event that's happening with the fucking game they're gonna be playing. So he got these baseballs and he sprayed them gold, and then he wrote the fucking championship, whatever the tournament they're involved in, and the date of what they're taking part in, right? And obviously it looks fucking shoddy. It's just him painting a baseball with gold spray paint and writing the thing with fucking black marker on it, right? It's a little bit shoddy. Not a little bit shoddy. It's very fucking shoddy. It's very ghetto. Some of the, you know, I'm surprised he actually spelled it all correctly, but some of the fucking line work on it is really all over the place and kind of budget and whatever it may be. But the really funny part about this isn't that. The really funny part is this. Look at this post. So allegedly, whatever thing is that Brendan's kid's playing in or playing on is actually on the 23rd of May. And Brendan, the fucking redact, wrote the 22nd, which is the day that he did it. So the day that he did it, he got confused. He's so fucking redacted that he got confused with the dates. He didn't put the date of the actual game. He put the date that he actually did the thing. So it's a very budget ghetto thing, but it's also kind of endearing, right? It's budget, it's a bit shitty, maybe put some more effort into it, but regardless, it's still quite sweet because he's a dad, his kids playing there, the other kids are going to be happy that he made the effort, and I'm sure the other dads are doing some other things themselves to kind of make the day special for the kids. But then he can't even get the fucking date right. So the little gesture that you do to be like a fucking beast of a dad, you fuck up because you can't remember the date of when the actual thing is happening. You write 22nd of May when it's actually the 23rd. Like, God, oh my, and you're meant to be a coach on this team. You're meant to be balls deep. You don't miss a game. Like, how could you confuse it? How could you just forget this? Like, how this is just like an error that you make? And most likely, knowing Brendan, most likely he didn't clean that off with some alcohol or some, you know, a bit of spit and a cloth and then rewrite it. Most likely he just, oh, fuck it. That's the thing with Brendan that's really funny. Like, he makes an error like this and he won't even try and fix it. He'll just rationalize it. Oh, well, whatever. You know what I mean. You know where my heart is. You know what I meant. It's like, yeah, but it's wrong. So most likely those kids are going to get a ball to commemorate that special occasion. It's not even going to be the right date. Oh, mate, I fucking love this guy, honestly. I swear to God, I fucking love him. Like loads of people say on the stream chat, he is a personification of the American dream. Or like I've said before, and people have basically emphasized and clarified it. And he is the personification of the American dream. To achieve as much as you can out of life, regardless of your actual acumen, regardless of your intelligence, regardless of your smarts, regardless of anything. You just have a life that doesn't make sense. You're like, hold on, this guy is legitimately redacted, but like, you know, Look at what he has. French Prince of Bel-Air house, many cars on the outside, wife that just sits around drinking and carrying the Birkin. Like a good life, but legit man can't remember the date of his kid's game who he's just allegedly obsessed with. And he writes the wrong one on there for the kids. Oh, I found that fucking insanely funny, man. So big up the Find the Kid guys who fucking cropped that from his stories and picked that out. That was fucking hilarious. And that really did make me laugh. That really did make me laugh. Moving on. Controversial opinion time. Controversial opinion time. I personally think there's nothing wrong with giving up. I personally think there's nothing wrong with hanging up the gloves. I personally think there's nothing wrong with taking off your boots, waving to the back in black and white like Xabi Alonso did when he retired, and saying bye-bye to the game. I think there's nothing wrong with you leaving the party instead of the party telling you to go home and never fucking coming back. That's what I personally think. And with all that being said, let's play the fucking clip.
Now, a lot of people are going to be looking at punches. They're going to be comparing Jake's punches to Mike's punches. And Jake's punches are very strong, very straight, very crisp, some speed. That's not what to be looking at. You should be staring at Mike's head versus Jake's head. Look at how stationary Jake's head is when he throws. Then try to focus on Mike's head without going into a mini seizure. You probably can't because his head's a blur. Every time he throws, his head's off the center line, off the center line, off the center line, off the center line, off the center line. His offense is his defense. His head is always out of range when he throws. When he throws at your face, his shoulder is plastered to his cheek. This is classic Customato. I mean, I love looking at this flawless technique. That's one reason I'm getting more and more excited about this fight. But here's another reason. In your heart of hearts, do you really see a difference between speed and power between the 27-year-old and the 57-year-old? Because personally, I can't.
So in my opinion, I think this is pretty sad. Bryan Callen at 67 years of age, or however fucking old he is, he's definitely way older. He definitely looks way older than he actually is. So even if he's 50, you look 67, bro. You have to give up. At some point, you have to just hang it up. You have to say, okay, I did enough. You have to be okay with your moment in the sun. And I think we all get that. No, actually, I revise that. We don't all get a moment in the sun. Some of us aren't even lucky to get a moment in the sun. Not even a season, not a couple of decades, not a few years, not 5 minutes, zero. We don't get no time in the sun. This guy's had plenty of time in the sun, as you can tell by the condition of his skin. But in general, he's had a very long, protracted period in the sun, where he's been able to enjoy the perks of being in Hollywood, working on big films, being at the start of the podcasting boom, enjoying that fucking podcast wave, having different TV shows, landing gigs because of the podcast fame, not getting roles, talking to interesting people, traveling the world, you know, smashing untold amount of fucking strangers on the fucking road as he's doing comedy, divorcing one wife, marrying a new one, new babies, new families, toehold investment, toehold de-investment, rape allegations, non-rape allegations, all these sort of things. He's enjoyed a very fruitful and very rich life with all these ups and downs. There has to come a point where you just say, I'm okay now, I'm content. I'm content with having a decent podcast career. I'm content with doing stand-up and still being able to go on the road and sell tickets and perform to my fans. But the urge to become viral, the urge to get on, you know, have a moment where you're fucking tap dancing on the algorithm, surely that has to leave you. Surely the urge to go viral, surely the urge to be relevant, surely the urge to compete with all these kids on fucking social media who are now the flavor of the month, who are obviously dominating the algorithm and the timeline justifiably because this is their moment in the sun. Surely that's idiotic. Surely that's psychotic. To be a man in your 60s, still wanting to compete with the kids, still wanting to fucking shuck and drive on social media when you had your moment in the sun. Step away. Bow out gracefully before the game bows out for you. That's what I think in this regard, because this is kind of embarrassing. This man's in his 60s, sat in his car on a hot day, screaming into the fucking camera about fucking Jake Paul v Mike Tyson. A fight that most people aren't really caring about. A fight that most people aren't taking that seriously. He's out here trying to give you nuanced, deep insight into this fight in a comedic way to try and jump on the algorithm and go viral. Bruh, go back home and look after your kids. Didn't he just recently have a baby? Didn't his wife recently just have a baby? Don't they have 2 kids at the moment who are under 5 years old? Isn't the wife allegedly quite young? Maybe in her early 30s, maybe younger, who knows? If that's the case, she's a young woman. She needs some help. She needs some support. Maybe these are her 2 first kids. Maybe she's never had experience looking after kids in the first place. She needs your help and support. You're an older man. You've got 2 kids who are teenagers now. You can probably help her a lot. But nah, I want to do my videos. I want to sit in the fucking driveway in my car on a hot day and scream into the fucking camera about Jake Paul and fucking Mike Tyson. No one's looking for Bryan Callen for his boxing opinions, are they, right? He's a comedian, isn't he, right? Are you going to Bryan Callen for his expert, nuanced, rational, clear-minded, knowledgeable, insightful opinions about boxing? Is that who you're going to see for? With all the experts that exist on social media, with all the people who specialize, there's probably content creators out there who specialize on breaking down celebrity influencer boxing fight cards and shit. There's probably big established boxing content creators who break down boxing fights to a scientific level, who are probably covering this fight in a much more entertaining and nuanced way. But no, you're going to go to 67-year-old Bryan Callen, right? That's who you're going to go to get your boxing opinion. Just give up. Give up. That's why I think sometimes in life, success is sometimes a prison in itself. Even if you have it for like a fleeting moment. Because with success, sometimes it's maybe like a drug. It's that first hit. You know? You're always basically tracing that dragon. But maybe if you're a failure, you don't expect anything because you've always failed. But when you've had a semblance of success, a semblance of mainstream fame, a semblance of mainstream acknowledgement, it can be impossible to kind of let go of that because you think it's just around the corner. It's just around the corner. But name me another 67-year-old that's blown up overnight, who had a career before. It doesn't happen. Maybe the novelty of having a 67-year-old person get into Hollywood for the first time and make it, that's a good story. But a person who's already made it, had their moment in the sun, kind of wasted it, got cancelled, lost it, and then tried to... Like, no one wants to hear that. And like I kept saying, Kevin Spacey at the moment, Kevin Spacey, who's one of our premier actors, who's an elite actor. No matter what you think of the guy's an elite actor. Even Kevin Spacey's struggling to get back into Hollywood. With all these allegations, some of them have been proved innocent, some of them have been dismissed. I won't say it's been proved innocent. But if Kevin Spacey is struggling to get back into Hollywood, Bryan Callen has no chance. If Kevin Spacey, with his talent, which sometimes they say talent can sometimes override your allegations, even Kevin Spacey's talent can't override the fact that he's been accused of being a fucking diddler. He can't get back in. But Bryan Callen, who's got rape on his jacket, who's got sexual assault on his jacket, who has video evidence of him, you know, essentially admitting to sexually assaulting, quote unquote, harassing people anyway, with that story about him whipping out his piece in front of fucking Whitney Cummings that she didn't, you know, ask him to. And the story about him coming in that girl when she said not to. Those are kind of dicey stories. Why would they give you a job at Hollywood when you have those things over your head that you haven't cleared up yet? You haven't offered an explanation for it yet. And your time is also kind of gone. Why do this to yourself? Go look after your family, bro. Relax, sit down. It's not a bad thing. The guy got cancelled and he still has a comedy career. He still has a podcast. This is pretty good. He comes from a rich family, so his inheritance is going to be sick anyway. What do you have to worry about? But this is also proof, by the way, guys, that fame is actually way more intoxicating, than actual money. Because Bryan comes from money. Bryan comes from a wealthy family. Bryan doesn't need to work, really, if you think about it. He's doing all this for the love of the game. This is actually the most disturbing thing. He's actually doing this for the love of the game. for the love of fame legitimately. He's not doing this to become like rich. He's got money. He's got 2 houses, I think, right? He lives in LA. One allegedly now he's living in Miami or something. He's got 2 families. He's paying alimony to the other one, still 20 grand or something crazy like that. So the guy isn't hurting for money. He's just doing this because he just loves being famous. He loves being recognized and stuff. It's not gonna happen. It never. That's the thing with Bryan Callen, which I never understand. It never happened for him when TFATK was popular. The only time it did happen is when that short period of time where he got Joker, he landed Goldberg's, then he had Schooled spin-off, and that got cancelled after a season. But it never really went anywhere. The podcast fame was popping. TFATK episodes were getting hundreds of thousands of views, if not millions, especially the ones with him, Will Sasso, and Crystalia. And even that didn't help to propel his Hollywood career. If that didn't help you, I don't think anything else will. Your moment has kind of gone. Just retire. Just hang it up, bro. Enjoy your stand-up career. Go on podcasts and chill. But this sort of stuff is fucking sad, man. I'm not gonna lie. I look at this and I think, fuck, bro. That's why they say fame is his own type of prison. Because he's still trying to chase that dragon. Mad TV, Comedy Central, or whatever. Early Joe Rogan. You know? Like, what? Give it up, bro. Hang it up, brother. Hang it up. Hang it up. It's over. It's over. It's done for. It's been done for a while. It's been done for a while and he still doesn't fucking get it. That's a really sad bit about this whole thing. Really fucking sad. He's still out here chasing, screaming into his camera while he's sat in the fucking driveway of his car. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Can you fucking imagine you doing this? The guy still thinks he can replicate The Hangover. That's what he's basically trying to look for, you know? Maybe The Hangover was his moment where he was like at the peak of his powers and he's still trying to replicate what it was like to be in The Hangover and all that fame that came with it. It's like, whew. What can you do? Exactly, MK. Spacey isn't desperate enough to do a podcast for money. Exactly. Is it? Naui is saying, Naui 1982 says, both will be back in Hollywood in the next 5 years. Impossible. In the next 5 years, Bryan Callen's going to look older than what he already looks. He's not getting anywhere. They don't give old people roles like that anyway. Hollywood is very ageist, unfortunately. So that's not happening. But I'm interested to hear that. Maybe Kevin Spacey's got a chance, especially if he comes to Europe. He'll kill it over here, but I'm not too sure. I think he actually enjoys being a star in the US, though. I don't think he gives a fuck about European, TV and film industry. But that's a shame. Imagine Papa replacing Callen for Spacey. That'll be fucking hilarious. Karen's character in Old School always makes me cringe. Big up, big up on Kryptonic TV. Hope you're well, my G. He's right. That Mike Tyson is going to crush. It's a big flip in this content. I was going from having 2 reasonable opposing minds to the debates. Get ready for Callen Sports Podcast. Yeah, true. You know what? It actually might do well because I think there's a bunch of people in the sports podcast world that just like any kind of content covering sports. They just don't mind. You know what I mean? I think that kind of side of things is a little bit more chill. I won't say chill, but they're a little bit more easy breezy. They don't really usually give a fuck. As long as you got good information, as long as you speak well and the content's good, they'll kind of give you a shot. So it might work, but you know, if I was him, I'd give up. I don't think there's any harm in it. I don't think there's any harm in just giving up this just need to be fucking viral. It's like, you're 67, bro. Hang it the fuck up. No one's checking for you like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, just hang it the fuck up. But, you know, who am I to say that when someone's chasing their dreams? Who am I to say that when someone's trying to chase their dreams? Cool. Let's move on. People are chasing their dreams. Everything's going crazy. We all have a lady. Let's go, matey. Another clip here. Chris lives in a prison of his own making. This should be another really good and fun one. Let's play this one.
Give him to me.
Not liking icing as a kid is like not eating the pizza as an adult.
No, well,
facts,
no, it's
Nick.
not. No, it's not because I wasn't.
Regular Nick's bringing facts.
Because I
That's
wasn't.
exactly what it's like. We're all having an icing party. You're over there.
By the way, I noticed straight away what was happening, the cutting off thing. Is he back on Adderall, by the way? Is Brendan back on the Addies? He's very pumped up, in it. He kind of sounds like me when I have my morning coffees, quote unquote. No? He sounds very Adderall pumped.
They're like, do you have any sushi?
Because
At 7.
dude, when I don't talk, you don't talk, and then I go to talk, and then you talk.
I go.
This is the part I hate about him when he does this thing. Because he doesn't have a clap back, he kind of feels a little bit embarrassed. So he tries to like as if he's doing it on purpose. No, you don't notice it. You're a redact. You don't notice that you're cutting me off. You just love the sound of your own voice, and you don't have the ability to hold a conversation with somebody without interrupting. It's not like he's doing it on purpose to be funny. He's just a kind of, I won't say obnoxious, but it's almost like, not almost, it's a form of selfishness. Like, nah, like, I'm not really listening to what you're saying anyway. I'm just waiting for you to stop talking so I can say what I want to say.
It's the icing.
What the fuck is the thing? I wait.
Yeah.
And then I go, and he goes,
Go. Yeah, go. Yeah. It's
and
like,
then I'm like,
it's like, it's.
And I love how he doesn't understand that Chris is mocking him and laughing at him and also trying to scold him and say to him to stop doing that. Brendan's such a reader, he doesn't get it. He thinks it's a bit. But it's not a bit. It's kind of annoying. When he wants to speak, you know what I mean? And the funny thing about this is like, this is understandable when there's free microphones. Also, when there's free host. But Eric Griffin isn't there on that day. It's just Chris and Brendan. So you think when it's two, you'd have more ability to just be able to read, okay, cool, he's speaking, I'll shut up. You know what I mean? But when it's free, you can understand why you can have sometimes talk over each other. But the other thing as well that's funny about this is that, just another thing I've noticed. For whatever reason, Brendan, even though he's obsessed with Rogan, he picks and chooses the things that he copies from him. So certain things he'll copy and, you know, talk about, and certain kind of phrases and certain sayings, point of views, tastes, you know, with cars and all that malarkey. But there are certain things you just leave and just pretend he doesn't listen to. One thing is the headphones. Rogan's always been very picky and a bit of a stickler and a bit anal about podcasts. And when you're on a podcast, two people should always have headphones on. And the reason why he does that, which is smart anyway, it's like a radio show, because when you have your headphones on, you have your monitoring on as well. And you can hear the person when you're speaking so that you don't talk over each other. So you can hear each other interrupting and you can stop, you know, you kind of rein it in. So obviously if you have more than two people, it also kind of helps. But I love how he never does that. From the beginning, they were never really on headphones when, if anything, Brendan needs headphones. He needs to have that physical thing over his head so he can hear somebody else interrupting him while he's speaking so he can shut the fuck up. If not, he'll just talk like this because he's in the room. Do you know what I mean? He needs to, but he doesn't copy that side of things. He copies everything else, but chooses not to copy that. I find that funny.
It's like
I wait to give you a chance to talk.
I don't want to go
you
there.
Don't use it.
I don't want to go there. That's not how I work.
Fucking hell, bro. He's so obnoxious. You can almost understand why he doesn't have any friends in it, unfortunately. Because on paper, he should be really popular. Former UFC heavyweight. Heavyweights are usually, you know, one of the funnest weight classes in any fucking, you know, sport, especially in combat sports, because of how, you know, fucking crazy the fights are, right? And how brutal the fucking knockouts are with these big burly men in the ring or in the octagon. You know, played a bit of football, obviously not professionally, but still played a bit of football. Comedy career, the Rogan stuff. He should be really like clouted up. He should be surrounded by everybody just trying to like leech off him, try and like, you know, whatever, network, try and clout up, blah blah blah. He should be surrounded by people like friends, quote unquote, and friends. But he is kind of in his own little island because it's just his personality. That's the thing. Think about it on paper. Brendan should be really popular. Started podcasting super early. Besties with Rogan, Comedy Store, LA, Bryan, CALLEN, Chris. Like, he should be in the mix with everything. But he's not. That's why he's doing a podcast with Chris D'Elia post fucking rape allegations. And he doesn't know how to like cultivate or kind of, you know, keep those friendships nice, because this comes out, this side of him comes out. He's just staring at you like with the shark eyes, right? Like just dead behind the eyes. He has no idea that Chris is scolding him, laughing at him, not happy that he keeps interrupting him. He thinks it's a bit, literally, he thinks it's like, oh, he's actually, He's actually a little bit,
Now go.
It's unbelievable. It wasn't a thing. It wasn't a thing that like I wasn't eating for a reason. I just.
Let's do it one more time. I'm gonna play it one more time without any stop. It's one of my favorite clips, man. It's so fucking good.
To me.
Not liking icing as a kid is like not eating the pizza as an adult.
No, well.
Facts,
No, it's
Nick.
not. No, it's not because I wasn't.
Regular Nick's bringing facts.
Because I
That's
wasn't.
exactly what it's like. We're all having an icing party. You're over there like, do you have any sushi?
Because
at 7.
Dude, when I don't talk, you don't talk. And then I go to talk, and then you talk.
I go. It's the icing.
What the fuck is the thing? I wait.
Yeah.
And then I go, and he goes,
yeah, go. Yeah. It's
and
like,
then I'm like,
it's like
I give you. I wait to give you a chance to talk.
I don't want to go
you
there.
Don't use it.
I don't want to go there. That's not how I work. Now go.
It's unbelievable. It wasn't a thing. It wasn't a thing that like I wasn't eating for a reason. I just didn't like.
Oh, honestly, one of my favorite clips ever. Again, like, because obviously the title is mostly to do with Crystalia, because I think a lot of us can ascertain here on the on the stream, if what happened to Chris happened to Brendan, Chris wouldn't be doing the podcast with Brendan. That's the actual sad reality of it. Brendan's actually a good guy, deep down. Maybe he's doing it because of his own personal interest. He's obviously not doing it because he's trying to be a nice guy, but he's doing nice guy things. Because best believe, if Brendan got accused of what Chris got accused of and he got cancelled, there's not a hope in hell Crystalia's gonna take time out of his Netflix career to do a pod with fucking Brendan Schaub. He probably won't talk about him again. You know what I mean? That's the reality of it. He probably would never talk about him again. But Brendan's out here doing a pod with him and he's kind of getting mocked. You know what I mean? That's actually the sad reality of it. That's actually the sad fucking reality of it. But big up that clip. I fucking love it. I fucking love it. Absolutely hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. What you guys saying in the stream chat? Delete. What's that? What are you guys saying here? They both do not dress their age, if that's a thing. Cast iron pan. You know what's funny? I hear a lot of people saying that. I don't think that's a problem. I just think people don't like them, and the dressing kind of annoys them more. I honestly don't think it's that much of an issue that they don't dress their age. I'm not sure what dressing your age actually means. I just get the feeling that because they're so unlikable, when you see, especially see Crystalia, them with a fucking neck tattoo on he's 40, it kind of makes you look at him like a fucking idiot. But it's not actually the dress sense you don't like, it's them as people. And then everything they do you don't like. You know, how they stand, how they walk, how their mouth moves. But big up Cast Iron Pan. It's insane. Big up Eli Winslow. Big up Kryptonic TV. Can you imagine being trapped in a room with Baba, trying to be off the cuff and funny with him as your wingman? Exactly. He used to be actually funny in the beginning when he was self-deprecating and he literally killed the person during COVID. Yeah, for sure. He was really funny in the beginning. And people don't want to listen to it, and I need to do the work again. I'm not going to talk about it again because I keep fucking mentioning it, but I'm going to do those clips and get early podcast episodes of TFATK with just Brendan and Brian, and you'll see that Brendan actually had a little bit of like, it's a bit of a glitter in his eye. He was a bit sharp. He was on it. There was a sense of humor there. As Kryptonic TV says, he was self-deprecating and all that shit. But then something happened. Something happened. Comedians say something. It's funny. Big up. Is that Luke? Big up. Luke is sharing. Yo, just got back from seeing Cassia at E1. Such a point. What's this? I think. Sorry, I missed your thing. Such a good night. Still hate the venue. I wish London had more. Yeah, bro. I actually just checked. I was actually on E1's RA list the other day, and it's funny. Ever since obviously the owner of E1 got exposed as being an IDF soldier, that's one of the craziest fucking craziest storylines ever in fucking dance music this year, where they found out one of the founders of one of our clubs here in London was exposed as being an IDF soldier who legitimately left the UK to go fight in Palestine recently. So he legitimately might have killed some Palestinians in the last 6 months or so, and he was the owner of this club E1 where they were trying to spread that they were fucking, you know, pro-Palestine. They were doing all these fucking queer alternative raves and being very much anti this, anti. It's like, bruh, like so fucking crazy. But anyway, they got loads of bad press. Everyone kind of cancelled him and ran away. And not promoting the club anymore. And now all the club names they've got are really commercial, really hot. You can tell by the flyers. That's what whenever you can. I don't know if you guys have seen, but in clubs you can always tell by the flyer designs what type of vibe the club is about. And the flyers now they've got on E1 are all fucking super photoshopped and like spirals and, you know, fucking stars and explosions and people looking like fucking phoenixes and shit. Like, so all really horrible people, which is sad, you know, but they're also about their business. Those people don't care. So Cash is another one. You know, look, I'm going to play where I'm going to play. You book me somewhere, you pay my booking fee, I'm going to give you a set. So I kind of do appreciate that side of that side of dance music that exists where they don't care about politics. They don't care about, you know, fucking postmodernism. They don't care about all this shit going on. They don't care about anything. All they care about is the fucking bag. Like, that's it. You play them, you book them to play anyway, they'll fucking play. No morals, no principles. The only thing that the only master they have is money. Do you know what I mean? That's it. And I kind of, you know, respect that in a way. You know what I mean? They don't try and pretend to be like standing up for the people. No, they only stand up for them, which I, you know, kind of see. So, big up Luke is sharing. Appreciate you, brother. Chris Mack, Celtics. Sasso is one of the few who always kept B off the point. He showed up more interrupted. Yeah, The minute he began thinking he was a genius, showed his numbers. What? Rodolfo Duran, hey AZ, say forehead AG4. What's that mean? Is that like a curse or something? Are you trying to curse me if I say it? Forehead AG4, what's that? What's that mean, brother? Anyway, let's continue. Big up everybody tuning in. If you're liking the stream, please make sure you leave me a fucking like down below. Do me a favor, please. Help me out. Cool, thank you. Appreciate ya. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on. Cool, we did that. Was that Papa leave didn't Papa leave the comedy to do his son's team soda? What's that say? Did Papa leave comedy to catch the team's son? Let's see this. What's that?
Dropping facts. But also, there's difference with dad bods.
I still fucking, that was one of my favorite sayings of him. Also, ow.
Facts. But also, there's difference with dad bods. We gotta be careful with dad bod because we're getting to the Lizzo territory. There's dad bod, which you're still active, you're in shape, you're coaching your team's son, you're still running. You're not just eating fucking McDonald's every day and letting the love handles flop out. You know what I'm saying?
Coaching your team's son.
Yeah.
You see how he didn't. You see how redacted. You see what I told you about the lies, and I think I'm gonna stick to it. I don't think Brendan Schaub lies. I think he just forgets the stuff he says. You know, he's like a dog. Like, he doesn't remember like what you said 10 minutes ago. It's just like he kind of like self deletes as he's speaking. Whatever he said a second ago, it kind of goes. And I mean, like, because he thought Chris laughed at what he said, the joke. The joke, the premise. Oh, this dad bod. That's what he thought he laughed at. He didn't realize what he said. He thought Chris laughed at the joke. Listen again.
Dropping facts. But also, there's difference with dad bods. We gotta be careful with dad bod because we're getting to the Lizzo territory. There's dad bod, which you're still active, you're in shape. You're coaching your team's son. You're still running. You're not just eating fucking McDonald's every day and letting the love handles flop out. You know.
See, he got happy there. He got happy. Chris Lee laughed at my joke. My comedy daddy laughed at my joke. He actually got a little bit happy. Bless him. He actually started smiling. Look, he actually was happy. Like, Chris laughed at my joke. Like, yay, Chris laughed at my joke. Not knowing that. No, he laughed at you saying you're coaching your team's son.
Still active, you're in shape, You're coaching your team's son. You're running. You're still running. You're not just eating fucking McDonald's every day and letting the love handles flop out. You know what I'm
Coaching
saying?
your team's son.
Yeah.
Dude.
You know what I meant.
You know, see how he gets angry. You know what I meant. It doesn't matter though. You said it wrong. You know what I meant. Yeah, but you still said it wrong. Oh my God. Anyway, whatever. Let's move on. What you guys saying here? Oh. Yeah, cool. Let's watch that chin. Yeah, why not? Let's switch it up a bit. Let's do chin. Yeah, big up Coil. Let's do chin. Fuck it. Let's switch this shit up again. Let's switch this shit up. Let's do the chin video. So I just picked the most recent one, to be fair, or the most popular one. I don't sure if we watched this yet. So I just went popular. I just switched the tab to popular and just checked one. This is from like 4 years ago. From March 24th, 2020, a day in the life as a podcast producer, featuring the one and only Chin Soo-yi. You can see here without the glasses, he's got the fucking boss side done, isn't it? Can you fix that when you're older, or is it just like permanent? If you're cross-eyed like that, can you fix it, or is it not worth fixing? You can correct it, I think, with glasses, right? You get glasses with certain grade, I'm assuming. All right, is that what you do, or do you just leave it? What do you do? Because he looks fucking wild here, isn't it? Like, you can clearly see like that one is in, that one is there. But anyway, let's play the clip. Big up Chin Soo-yi. Big up Chin Soo-yi.
It is the Monday morning where Los Angeles is basically shut down, all the restaurants and bars, any kind of like big gathering areas because of the coronavirus. Check this out. This is what I usually look at from my apartment, this freeway here. It's usually at a dead stop. It is free flowing like crazy right now. Anyhow, let's see if I can vlog for the day. And this is my apartment. I don't want to show you too much of it. Let's go.
One thing about Chin though, he's always lived in nice apartments, isn't it? Chin's always lived in like new build apartments. I've never seen Chin live in like a. I think that's one of the things he probably has, because he's so lazy. Or no, because he's so useless, like with like house things. He probably needs all these amenities. So he needs like a proper like nice, and of course with his equipment, he probably needs like a nice secure place, CCTV, reception, concierge, a working lift, and preferably a new build in a nice area. Like, he doesn't skimp when it comes to his housing, which is, I think, is a smart thing, right? If you're staying in your house for a long time, which we mostly do, you shouldn't be scrimping. You shouldn't be scrimping and saving, but Chin definitely splashes out on his accommodation.
All right, walking up to the studio. It was only a 24 minute.
I still don't get why they changed that studio.
All right, walking up to.
They would have been making so much money now, but I guess he wanted this big, because I think the Fitboy studio is kind of like outside of LA, right? It's kind of far away from what I remember them talking about. But they didn't need to move, really. They don't need to move at all, but, you want to appear like a big wig. But this was more than enough of a studio. It's actually quite well. They actually utilized it pretty well, this one.
To the studio. It was only a 24-minute drive because of the coronavirus. I don't see.
Yeah, big up Kevin L. Exactly. Chin always has nice shit. Doesn't know how to use it, like his apartment. Exactly. That's a very good point. He always has good shit.
Here. It's the TFATK room. Turn on the light here. Turn this guy on.
No homo though, because Cast Iron Pan says the glasses make him look different. No homo though. Chin does look way better with the glasses on though, doesn't he? He should never take those off. Like, he looks really better. He looks way better with the glasses. Let's be real. Way better.
Then turn this guy on. See a little light going. Get that there. Then I got this guy to turn on. Then I adjust it. Then I plug in our soft light. You can see it's on now. Turn this guy down a little bit. And now, log in. This is going to be boring.
Oh, nice crotch shot there, eh? Nice chin dick shot there, isn't it? Look at him. He's signaling to the ladies. Nice chin bold shot there. Hello. Hello. Nice chin, bold shot. He's got his fucking flat ass though. Absolutely nothing going on in the back though. Flatter than a pancake back there. He's got a Cat's old bum before Cat went and got a BBL.
These are my SSD drives. This is right on the kid. Okay. Pro Tools. Actually, turn on the Universal Audio Apollo. Turn that guy on, turn on the backup recorder, and then Pro Tools will recognize the interface. There it goes. Now, I got this bad boy. It's for all the SD cards. I use this one, 16 gigabyte one, for our backup recorder. I always take my SD cards with me because I don't want anyone to have access to all of our stuff. It still has 6 hours left.
What? I don't have anyone to have access. What are you gonna have access to? Conversation with fucking Bryan Callen and Brendan Schaub arguing about who has more street fights. What? Man carries around the fucking SD cards in his actual personal backpack like he's carrying around the fucking codes to the nuclear weapon and shit. Like, relax, bruh.
That's cool. Now, I still have more setup to do here, but let's go to the below the belt studio so I can get this drive in there.
I still don't understand why they couldn't take those chairs to the fucking TFATK live. Or just buy another set. Just have another set that you take with you. Honestly, how hard could that be? Brendan's got a TRX truck, right? I'm sure you could fit 2 couches or 2 chairs on the back of a TRX. You strap it down, you actually use the fucking pickup truck like it's meant to be used, and you actually haul those from LA to fucking Texas. And you actually make a bit of a deal out of it. Maybe take one of the signs. You got fucking 2 signs there. Maybe take one of the signs and put it on the stage. It would have been that hard to do it. Just have the chairs on the fucking stage. That would have been so much better as a thing to watch. Oh, look, I remember those chairs. That's TFATK, the sign. They just stood on stage on their microphones doing the bare minimum. Bloody hell. By the way, when's TFATK Live #2 happening? When's the rescheduled show? They haven't been speaking about that lately, have they? I wonder why.
Below the belt studio so I can get this drive in there. Well, no one's here. Interesting.
Yeah, big up Rodolfo Duran, bro. Puff, 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 puff away, my guy. Puff, puff, puff away. Big up, big up, big up.
So nothing is set up yet. Turn this guy. It's dark in here.
Yeah, big up Perk Angle. Yeah, I agree. I think maybe on stage you don't want it to be too much distraction, but I think they needed just sunset design. I've seen other live podcast shows before where they just have something, maybe just a signal to you, oh yeah, that's the podcast I like to listen to. I think that's important. Just because it's hard, isn't it? Because when you're doing a live podcast, it's just, you're on stage talking, which is odd. But yeah, I don't know, just make it, you know. I don't know, there's a way to do it. But standing on the mic and just talking like you're doing a stand-up show probably isn't the way.
So this is the drive I use for below the belt. And then I also use it for Fighter the Kid once I'm done with below the belt. So launch Pro Tools.
No, okay, big up. Okay, I'm sorry, I did not know that. Big up sorry. It's a 24-hour drive from LA to Houston. Okay, cool. Maybe he can't take those chairs to Austin then. Shit, I didn't know it was that far. Fucking hell. America's fucking huge, isn't it? It's 24 hours to drive from LA to Houston. To Austin, sorry, not Houston, Austin. Shit.
All right, she's loading. And also, I don't know if you can see this. Well, every Monday morning, I'll get texts from Brendan about the start of the show, how many current events we got, all that stuff. So there you go. I do put him down as Big Brown on my phone.
Of course you do. I do put him down as Big Brown on my phone. Yay. Yo, big up Eli Windsor. I agree. Thanks. Exactly. Big up Eli Windsor.
It's hard to do this one hand. So since no one's here yet, I might as well just continue to set up the Fighter and the Kid. Now, you can see that is a little too bright. Let me turn this down again. So you can see this here. Still pretty bright, but better. And there's that clock that we got from Russell Brand. For some reason, I can't get this guy to keep moving around, though. There's a poster of me and Bryan that Dosbrack did.
Oh, yeah. Do you remember? Brendan had to talk Bryan out of doing it. Remember? Or Bryan got cold feet. That's what happened. No, Bryan got cold feet. Bryan got scared. Do you remember there was an arc on TFATK where Chin and Bryan were having a little bit of a tete-a-tete, and they got to a point where like, oh, let's do a celebrity, or let's do like a fight thing in the ring. And then in the end, I think Bryan kind of wimped out of it, said, oh, he's going to hurt Chin or something. Do you remember that was the thing? They were actually going to get into the ring and do like and box with headgear on and shit. So redacted.
There's a poster of me and Bryan that Dosbrack did. There's Bryan and Brendan that Dosbrack did as well. We hang them up here. There's Brendan's European tour that we don't know if it's going to happen anymore.
Wow. Is that a bit insane, or is that like a nice thing to do? Is that not insane? Because to get like a flyer for a European tour and then get it printed and put into a frame.
There's Brendan's.
That's like me printing out all the flyers I did for club nights and putting them into a frame. Like, why would you do that? Like, what? It's not that deep though, is it really?
European tour.
And this was a tour, actually, come to think of it, this was the original tour that got cancelled, that I got cancelled on. This is the tour that he was meant to do, didn't do because of COVID, and then when he tried to reschedule it, his career was down the pan. I think so. I don't think he actually, yeah, I think so. I think this might be the original one. I think so, because I think he came to Europe before this, in like 2019, 2018 or something. Then he tried to do a second tour, then COVID happened, it got postponed, then he tried to do it again, like last year, as a makeup for this, and obviously the dates got cancelled because he couldn't sell tickets. So this is like a 4-year in the making tour that oh, it's so embarrassing, bro, honestly.
Tour that we don't know if it's gonna happen anymore. This, if you haven't seen it before, this is a golden zebra, and then we had all this like makeup effect stuff from Showtime. I just took it and put it on this.
Makeup, bro, you don't need to describe it. You put a wig on that on a fucking, I don't know, horse thing. Man's describing the makeup effects, like what? Again, I could be wrong. Big up Uche, I thought it was last year. I don't know. Don't hold me on this, but I could be wrong. But I think Brendan did tour in the UK before 2020. He did one particular show. I remember it because he went to Ireland and drank Guinness, and I think that was the time where. Do you remember when he went to Ireland for his UK Europe Ireland tour, and then he got addicted to what do they have over there in Ireland? I think they mix. I think it's like blackcurrant with their Guinness, with their stout. I think so. I forgot what the name of it is called. It's a particular Irish drink where you mix, I think, a bit of blackcurrant or something. So he was obsessed with that for a bit. So I remember he come to Ireland once. Big up, big up, big up.
Why you deleting rants? Some BS. Bean cheese, bean cheese, bean cheese, bean cheese.
Why I'm not deleting rants. If your rants are getting deleted, it's probably the mods. But I trust the mods 100%. So if you're saying anything crazy, the mods are gonna delete something you say, or it's gonna time you out. So I'm not personally doing it. But if they are doing it, I'm backing it. So it's basically me. So yeah, MH Sucio. If you are getting timed out or your rants are disappearing, you know, bean cheese, tranquilo bean cheese. Bean cheese. All right, cool. Big up MH Sucio. But yeah, you know, we're fun here. There's not many rules. We just have a good laugh, innit? I'm deleting your rants. You're deleting your rants. What do you mean I'm deleting my rants? What do you mean by that? I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't get it.
I don't know. So that's what it looks like up close. Here's a bookshelf. The old school TFATK Guest of the Year belt. Brendan Showtime stuff. This is what Will Sasso.
Oh, wow. Brendan Showtime stuff. Jesus Christ.
Gave to Bryan. He said if he didn't see it here, he would stick it up his ass.
Oh, okay, cool. My bad. Big up MH Sucio. Apologies. Yeah, that stream was a bit choppy, so I'm just gonna clip out the clips and upload it, but the stream was shit. because my computer was getting a bit fried, so it wasn't good quality. So I don't want to have it up on my channel. But I'm gonna clip out the necessary REKIETA clips and put it up. Big up MH Susio. Appreciate you.
Yes, and this is what Photoshop Steve did for us. There's us as little people, Big Dick Bandits. Old school picture of Brendan and Bryan backstage. I forget. This looks like Cobb's. I don't know. There's the Crocs that Cat made for Bryan. Ring.
He never wore them, by the way. Bryan will not wear Crocs, but he'll wear toe holds.
So sick. Game of Thrones, gold shoes. I forgot they were called.
Game of Thrones, are they great?
And these are the Fighter and the Kid greats.
Oh yeah, oh my god, bro. Look at how fucking popular Fighter and the Kid was. It was so popular that they got a TFATK sneaker collab. Not sure if they actually released, to be fair. I don't think they actually came out. I don't think so. But still, that's how popular TFATK was at one point. They got sneaker collabs.
Collab. These are actually really nice shoes. Look at that. Really cool. And then just random stuff out here. I left my electric guitar here just in case. Who knows? There's an etched thing that someone made. There's another zebra. This one's also funny. It looks...
Jesus Christ, Brendan looks black here, isn't it?
It's almost like they're blackface. Hopefully that's not too controversial, but someone...
Hopefully they're not too controversial. Bro, saying blackface isn't the same as saying nigger. Come on, Chin, man. Like, relax. Ease up, bro. No one's going to cancel you. Relax. Blackface? Hope it's not controversial. He's so scared.
Made that art. So I made this as well.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. That's fucking terrible, isn't it?
Controversial, but someone made that art.
God almighty, that's fucking horrible. That kind of looks kind of scary, I'm not gonna lie. That looks kind of scary.
So I made this as well. That's Kratom. And then the YouPorn stuff here. Tupac. Huge clock so you can see what time it is. I try to put this... Huge clock so you can see what time it is.
Oh really? A clock to see what time it is? I would have never known.
I tried to put this so they would stop looking at their phones, but that does not seem to be helping.
Oh, Chin trying to lay down the rules, right? You can't tell Brendan not to look at his phone. What if the baddies get in touch? What if his Addy supplier reaches back out? You can't tell him to get off the phone.
Cool little hippo. Spider-Man eating a burger. YouTube. After the show surpassed 100,000 subscribers, I showed that before. And there's some stuff that you probably haven't seen before. These are acoustic treatments. There. There's my station, as you know. Here's a big ass couch. And yeah.
Can I, you know what Chin looks like in that video? What's that thing called? Was it a black lady organizing church? You know that meme? With a massive ass, that meme with that black lady that's just fidgeting around and she's not doing anything. A black lady organizing church. Let's see. That's what he looks like. Oh, I don't know. I can't see the meme, but I'm sure some of you guys know what I'm talking about. It's this black lady with like a massive ass, and she's like walking around just fidgeting and putting stuff back up and down and shit, and not really doing much. That's what Chin looks like in that video.
Okay. And this bag.
But again, look at what this guy does though, right? This guy comes in maybe 2 hours, an hour ahead of time to fix everything up in that studio. And he can't get a week or 2 weeks vacation in Korea without having to touch his laptop. He has to rush back in 7 days. He can't get 14 days uninterrupted to spend time with his family. He hasn't missed a single episode of TFATK. I don't think so. I can't remember a show where they had like a cover producer. He's there at every fucking episode and he can't get 14 days of vacation just to kind of, you know, hang out with his family. Because what's the point of traveling all the way to fucking Asia to stay with your family, it's like a 10-hour plus flight only to stay there for 7 days. It's pointless. So that's why you need to do at least 12 and up. He couldn't go for more than 12 days. He had to come back sooner. And he had to take his laptop there while he was there anyway to kind of work. They work this guy like to the bone, boy. And obviously he doesn't mind it because he clearly doesn't have a bit of a life himself. He kind of got himself in a situation. I think he also is a bit of a workaholic. He doesn't have probably many friends, much of a social life. So they've got the perfect kind of mark. But you'd think as bosses, as managers, as owners, they would recognize how much work he does and kind of say, you know what, even though you're not going to want to do it because you're a workaholic, we're going to give you the 14 days anyway. Just take it. Even though I'm going to tell you not to take your laptop, I know you're going to take it. Don't worry. I'll get someone to cover for the producing side of things. Maybe I'll get Nick to cover for you while you're away or whatever. Or I'll just sort it out. I got enough contacts. I'll figure out something. But nah, he's still fucking there. It's like, again, he probably gets paid well. He lives in good houses. He's always got the latest equipment. He's got 17 microphones, 100 cameras in his flat. So he's doing well. But they work him hard, bro. He does a job of like 3 people or 2 people at least, all by himself.
I've got the GoPros. There's one. That was a 6. This is an 8. This is my favorite right now.
Big up Kryptonic TV. That's a horrible thing to admit. You're so fucking mean. During COVID, I used to keep chin up at 2 a.m. LA time, deleting comments on TFATK page. I was really brutal to be. That's a horrible thing to admit. I feel kind of bad now for trolling him. Oh my god, that's a horrible thing to admit. Big up Kryptonic TV. You're a horrible person.
And I'm going to set up the camera for me and Kat. Very simple. There's also a Belkin hub that my buddy Dave got me. So shout out to Dave. And that's it. I'll just have to reposition it once.
Big up Collier. What do you think? I wonder who he thinks his audience is. I see a lot of people say these type of things on the Reddit and sometimes on the stream chat about who watches these streams, who watches these vlogs. But have you seen the views of them? This is obviously a clip from 4 years ago. But even then, look at the views, 131,000. So clearly there's a audience for like this type of content. For those of you on the stream chat who watch vlogs, I don't watch vlogs anymore that much actually. I don't really watch people that vlog as much. But there must be a niche that exists there of people who work like, oh, hey, I'm a producer at Fox and this is what I do. And it's just them doing a day in the life every single day. That must exist, right? I think that's what he taps into. I think he taps into that kind of like regular, everyday, monotonous grind type of thing. It's kind of ASMR-y. I think that's why people like it. I bet you a lot of people watch Chin who don't watch Fighting the Kid. I bet you. They just like watching him because he's a producer and he's technical stuff, it's equipment. Do you know what I mean? I think so. I think that's the main reason why he's, because those, again, I don't think he's buying views. I doubt it. Like, you know, the likes and the views match up. He's got 5.2k likes, 85 dislikes. I mean, the views kind of match up. I think there's actually unironically, there's actually a big audience for this type of shit. I think so.
Me and Kat are sitting there. And that's what it looks like when we're...
Exactly, Ricky Pitcher. Ricky Pitcher put it perfectly again. You summed it up in way less words than I could. It's brain dead content and people love it. Exactly. You can just turn your brain off and just hear this, you know what I mean? Watch it. It's just not really intrusive. It doesn't require any, you know, any thinking. It kind of does what it says on the tin.
Sitting here and looking at the guys. These are AC adapters for the camera I'm using right now, Panasonic GH5, and for my G85 that I use as a backup.
Yeah, big up Eli Windsor. I'm not gonna lie, I'll do the same. I'd rather watch Chin than TFATK, especially when he goes fishing, because he's terrible at fishing, but the scenery is fucking gorgeous where he's at, the lakes and stuff. Like, it's quite nice to kind of watch it, especially when it's not got music in the background. You can just listen to the kind of, you know, the water, the waves, the birds, whatever, nature in general. That's actually way more entertaining to watch, or just watching him fuck up meals, you know what I mean, than to watch TFATK and hear Brendan and Brian argue over dumb things.
I kind of mounted on the tripod right around there with the Joby Gorilla Pod. Seems pretty secure. And then from here, just turn it on and format. All right, position a little bit and we're good to go. It's a very, very wide open shot. So make sure if they move around or something, I got some on camera too. Not so focused in. Okay, there's a lot more of this shit, but it's boring, so that's it for now. Let's go to below the belt. There's Isaac. What's up, Isaac?
Yo. What's up, Isaac?
I was looking at traffic from my apartment.
What's up, Kevin?
Usually it's always packed on the freeway. It was just like free flowing.
That's the weirdest part.
Yeah. I mean, I love it.
Yeah, exactly.
Big up Chin, putting a camera down in the corner and trying to talk to his colleagues normally when they're just trying to work. It's like, bro, they don't want a camera in their face. They're just trying to do their job and go home. But Chin's making everything about content. You know what I mean? Like, just... it's like trying to have like a normal... Like, he thinks he's on fucking some reality TV shows. I love Chin's vlogs. I love that awkward bit where he tries to act like the camera's not there.
Cat 5. And these are all the current events. All those tabs are current events. There's like 50 or 60.
What? Really? They don't get through all of them though, do they? He doesn't get through 50 topics in a podcast. No way. Yo, come on, Chin. We get it. We know they're there. Don't flick through all the tabs. We know the tabs are there. Yo, bro.
Maybe more.
Big up, what's up, Isaac? Oh, you're hilarious. What's up, Isaac? Hello.
Yeah, that was it. And this is what it looks like when it's almost all set up. Camera's there. The Sony A7R's on me.
How many
TV,
cameras do they have?
Notes.
Fucking no. Notes? Oh, you mean a teleprompter?
On me. It's TV.
What's that say? Welcome to the below the belt. My name is Brendan. What's that say there down there? I wonder.
Notes. Pro Tools all launched.
You sit right back there. What's up, Chrome?
There he is.
What's up, Chrome Squad?
And the beanie too.
Shop open?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah. I fucking knew it. It's sneak out so they can't close. Yeah.
Coleman, 1984. Should Kevin Lee fight Anthony Pettis next? Anthony Pettis is like 170 right now, but he does go back and forth to 155.
Yeah, I'd watch that all day. All motherfucking day. Again, and twice on Sunday.
Oh, fucking hell, he's looking super inflamed there, isn't it? The booze era. Look at that. Those are not snork sacks. Those aren't snork sacks. Those are whiskey cheeks. Forget a snort sack. Those are whiskey cheeks, bro. You push that and you press on that and up hard enough, Jameson fucking squirts out. Do you know what I mean? Fucking hell. Those are whiskey cheeks, my guy.
Here's 155. Yeah, I'd watch that all day. All motherfucking day. Again, and twice on Sunday.
We're back in this room, and now I have to take that below the belt session and do a quick mix and master and edit, and then send it off to the video team here, the NICOTINE video team. And then go straight into.
Okay, so he does. Ooh, look at that screen. Look at that. Fucking hell, that's got to be a screen grab. I need that screenshot. I need that. Sorry, Chin, but I need that. Look at that face. Is it surprising to you guys that? No, actually, sorry. He doesn't do everything. So there's a video team, he says. So I guess he does the in-person producing of the show. Then he uploads it, but then somebody deals with the video side. I guess maybe editing, clipping, inserting ads. So you know, which is good.
Got Kate today. Oh shit! With Bert Kreischer.
2 another.
The cat arrived. Hey, Cat.
Hello. What you doing?
Cat gets here about at least a half an hour early, right?
I try.
Yeah.
Yes. What's up?
Nothing.
What do you guys think about Kat, by the way? Are people blowing it up? Like, I think the Reddit are too mean to her. Some of them call her super mid, but then some guys on the Reddit think she's fucking, you know, Kim Kardashian and shit. I think she's somewhere in the middle. But I also think guys on the Reddit or in social media in general are a little bit mean. She's not ugly. Like, let's be fair. She isn't ugly. Like, guys were being even before she got her BBL and stuff, she's not an ugly girl. Let's be fair. She's not an ugly girl. Let's be fucking fair. Yeah, exactly. Lego head. Exactly. That's what they kept calling her. Lego head. Exactly. I don't think she's ugly at all.
I'm just trying to do a
Is this
vlog.
bonus stuff?
No, for myself.
For yourself? Hello. Hi, man.
If depending what market, if you're in Miami, there's monsters down there. If you're in DC, there's monsters. New York, obviously monsters.
Oh, bro.
monsters. We got quite like, was that? She got her bag and got out. Good for her, exactly. I smash her on the snow. That is hilarious. Hot. She looks great. Somewhere in the middle is super. And maybe she's great in her. She looks great in her OF. Yeah, I've never seen her OF, to be fair. No, actually, someone shared clips of it on the Reddit before, isn't it? Yeah, it's just her in lingerie and shit. Yeah, she looks okay in it, to be fair. I'm sure she's doing well on there. That was Showtime though. They had a surprise Malka video that worked in Morning Combat, chocolate chip cookies. Chocolate chip cookies.
Oh, I saw
San Diego monsters, but sometimes you go certain markets, and as Brian,
yeah, see, it depends where, you know.
the monsters,
It's a fisheye lens. It depends.
but sometimes you go certain markets.
It's just cute. No. It depends what you're into. But I think people were a bit mean to her. I think just because, you know, they hate everybody at Social Media Brenda, but she's not that bad.
And as Brian says, it's a disaster. I'm talking
Un disaster.
but it was training camp for me because I'd have to dig out of the biggest hole because the person in front of me had puppets, or they had some gimmick where.
Look at Brendan complaining about stand-up to Bert, saying the only reason why he wasn't successful because the person in front had puppets. What? Excuse me? Really? Is that what you think? It didn't work out for you because the person in front had puppets.
On disaster. But it was training camp for me because I'd have to dig out of the biggest hole because the person in front of me had puppets, or they had some gimmick where.
Well, we just wrapped, so now it's just me. Everyone's gone, and I'll be editing. And I don't want to show you that because it's just gonna be boring. So I had to do.
So he does edit. Oh my god, bro! He does edit the show as well, which makes sense because he produces. So he edits the show, produces it, edits the audio side of the show. So he does. His audio is king. Chinny's audio is king, and I guess I don't know. I've listened to their pod. You can't tell it's edited, man. I've listened to TFATK. You cannot tell it's edited at all.
The audio first, then. Hold on. Then the video. I already imported the video files into Final Cut. Maybe I might show you a little bit of it, but it's just pretty much boring. So, see you later. Audio is done. It's just exporting out right now. Then I'm gonna do the title and description and all that jazz, and also the sponsor.
Jesus Christ, bro! They work him to the bone. He basically does everything except for even the video. So why are you sending stuff to the video team? He does the video too. Audio, title, descriptions. Fucking hell, Chin.
Sponsorship links. I'll show you in a bit.
Sponsorship link.
So I wrote these notes during the show, and this is what I used to go back on, so I can do the titles and descriptions.
Wow. He works. He earns his money, bro. He earns his money. No way you can deny that. This guy earns his fucking money.
So a lot of chicken scratch. I wrote like crazy bad. This is me uploading the episode.
Yeah, exactly, Koila. Imagine the podcast is a wrap. What if happened if to the podcast if they found the bodies and Jin got arrested? It's a wrap. It's a fucking wrap, man. No one's doing that job solo. they're gonna have to hire somebody that they're gonna have to hire another team. No one's gonna do what he's doing by himself. No way. I don't see it, especially nowadays.
Into our podcast hosting site. This is for TFATK. I already did Below the Belt earlier. And now this is just me editing. It's gonna be boring. It's gonna be boring. Alright, as you watch this little time-lapse video of me editing, I think it's also important to note that there's a bunch of other stuff that I'm not putting in this video because it's just not that entertaining. This is just more of a quick overview of what I do. There's only a couple people left in here. There's Bryan, our main editor. Main editor for Below the Belt. There's Bryan.
He definitely wasn't editing when Chin came around the corner. He wasn't editing. He was not editing. He looked very guilty. What the fuck was he doing when Chin came around the corner? Was he watching porn or something?
It's just not that entertaining. This is just more of a quick overview of what I do.
That guy was not editing. Look at him. He was so nervous when he saw Chin pop around the corner. Maybe because Chin's a boss. He instills fear in everybody when he walks around.
There's only a couple people left in here. There's Bryan, our main editor. Main editor for Below the Belt.
Hell yeah.
And some other stuff.
Some other things.
There's Jimbo.
What up?
The best cameraman in the biz.
My guy.
What's he watching?
Steven Jackson tells a story about when he was on the Pacers and got into a gunfight. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
What?
Yeah.
Outside this, there's also manual ad insertions that I need to create within the hosting site, so ads can be inserted dynamically in the future. There's onboarding conference calls I need to be on every week with all of our different sponsors. They always...
Jesus Christ. He does onboarding of sponsors.
Want to do that.
That's like a job in itself in the podcast network. That's actually a separate job. He does business development, podcast producer, director, content creator, videographer, audio engineer. They're working him like a fucking Mexican.
Prior to doing the reads on the episodes. So I got to do that. I also have emails back and forth with our ad agency every week. Since I handle the ads for all three shows, The Fighter and the Kid, Below the Belt, and King of the Sting. And of course, analytics and metric reports that I got to create for the agents, the managers, advertisers.
He creates reports. He's doing VLOOKUPs, pivot tables. He's creating reports in Google Sheets to get more money for the pod that he probably doesn't see because it goes straight to Brendan and Bryan. Oh, I know. I think he actually owns a share now, right? That's what Brendan did to him. Brendan gave him shares in Thick Boy, which I don't know what that means, basically, but he's got shares in Thick Boy.
Brendan, Bryan, a bunch of stuff that's just not that sexy. So enjoy the rest of the video. All right, well, I just finished editing TFATK episode 541 with Bert Kreischer. As you can see, it's at 10% exported now, so I think this will take about a good hour and a half for the full video to be exported, and then from there, I upload it to YouTube. And I'm gonna show you guys real quick. I did the titles and...
Yeah, exactly, Just Breezy. Exactly, man. And you can't even get a new MacBook Pro. Piss take, bro. Say what you want about Chin, but he works fucking hard. He earns his fucking money. Every fucking penny of it. Just a shame he spunks it on, like, you know, hundreds of thousands of fucking campy gear that he doesn't use correctly. But again, do what you want with your money. But Jesus Christ, bro. They can't even get him a new MacBook without him asking for it. They can't, he has to kind of remind them, and he still hasn't got one till this day. Jesus, I thought we got it, didn't we? It's like, no, we didn't.
Descriptions, as you can see there, for our podcast hosting site. I did that for this show, as well as for Below the Belt. Below the Belt is a lot longer, as you can see, but yeah, that's what I got to do. And now it's time to shut off all this stuff. First this guy, and then these guys.
Hey, look at that flat. He's wearing hard-shell shoes to work. Why? Look at that flat ass. Look at that flat ass, mate. No pop, no nothing. Just all leg. It's like a leg, actually. He's actually got a long leg, or no, what we say like about Taylor Swift. He's just got a really long back. It just stretches out to the bottom. You know what I mean? He's like, what the fuck? Where's the little bulge, bro? Come on, fam.
All right. 95%.
Wow, look how different Bert looks. Bert actually looks like a somewhat normal human being. Not super bloated, not looking very red. Fuck. We haven't seen that version of Bert in years. Fucking hell.
That's essentially 100% when it comes to Final Cut. So once this is done, I'm going to go ahead and upload it to YouTube. Email our guy Daniel, who is our YouTube partner for a company called Bent Pixels. And then I can start packing up
Oh, Bent Pixels is the company, right? The one that strikes everybody down.
all my stuff and head home. And this is it. Uploading to YouTube. All right. Time for me to get ready to go home. Let's see. Well, first, I'm dragging the file to my drive just in case something happens with the upload and I gotta upload it at home. That's what I do.
Jesus Christ, bro. Just do it at work and finish it and then just turn off your laptop and go home. Why do you need to like have a backup? Like, Jesus, bro. But again, I think he's a workaholic. No, I think it's pretty obvious he's a workaholic.
Do. Always got to double check, triple check. Have a couple of extra safety measures all the time. No messing around here. All right, this is it.
Bloody hell, mate. Gets in at the crack of dawn, leaves when it's pitch black.
And it's been raining like crazy. Time to go home.
I learned a long time ago. There was a period in my life where I was this kind of person where I'd stay at work until like 8 and shit. You know, earning fucking 24 grand a year or something, not getting any promotions, being overlooked for some promotions. Because obviously you're doing the stuff for free, innit? When you're younger, you kind of think, you kind of take that shit personally. But when you get older, you start realizing, well, obviously they're not going to give you the promotion if you're already doing it for free anyway. And you're doing it enthusiastically. You know what I mean? And you're staying, you know, fucking after hours to complete projects. Of course they're going to not give you, you know what I mean, a fucking pay rise or a promotion. Why would they? Makes no sense. You do it for free anyway. So I kind of realized long ago, like, to only give that kind of level of effort to companies that reciprocate, because sometimes it's necessary in some areas of, you know, industry, in some fucking businesses and shit, to stay longer, roll up your sleeves and all that malarkey. But for the most part, you should always be wary of getting hoed out, of getting fucking taken advantage of by your bosses, because if they can take advantage of you, they will. Like, they actually fucking will.
In terms of Damian Maia, we said before we brought you on, you know, he beat Jorge Masvidal by split decision. Like,
credit to Gilbert for staying calm and getting out of it. He didn't get out of it like it was nothing, though. You know, Damian still very much put him in some pressure situations. I mean, you know, Gilbert.
Jesus Christ, how loud is that? And he's trying to talk over it. Not focus camera. I love Chin. He's trying to scream over the radio or the podcast that's super low that he can just turn down. And then he's also got a camera that's not focused on him quickly. I fucking love it.
It's only 21 minutes back to my apartment. Usually it's an hour. Usually it's an hour at this time because of the coronavirus.
You have to have at least this much.
I mean, a lot of people aren't going to work.
You know,
so
not just chin to trap.
I should be home pretty soon.
That's
there. Back home. Downtown LA. Heading into my apartment now. Heading back up.
Yeah, Chin loves a good spot, innit? He loves to live in a nice spot. It's a nice place though. Loads of nice lateral light, you know, floor to ceilings and shit. Really high.
Security camera. And we are
security camera. He always points it out. Camera, guns. It's like, all right, relax, bro. No one's gonna fucking steal your curved monitor. Relax.
Back home. And right now it is, I'll show you. You see that? 8:30 p.m. So about 7:30 this morning to 8:30 p.m. tonight. That's
7:30 to 8:30 p.m. And most likely Brendan comes in for literally 2 hours. If that. He comes in to record, no real pre-production, records, rambles through the ads, and then heads out. So maybe 3 hours max. Maybe. Oof.
how long it takes to produce 2 podcasts. And then, I don't know if I'm even still done yet. I gotta do some emails too. So that's a day. That's a day in the life. Hope you enjoyed. Well, I didn't plan on.
That's the thing. Big up, Quayla. All for what? I actually think that's what I was thinking about recently when it came to Chin. It's actually a bit of a genius move to work for TFATK though, if you think about it, because they're so useless and they're so dependent on everyone around them to make a pod. Because I think TFATK might be the only people within like that JRE Bappaverse who've never recorded a show by themselves. Like they never started recording in a garage on their own with like a Focusrite. You know what I mean? They've always had help. They've always had a producer. They've always had one. So I don't think either Brendan or Bryan knows how to record a podcast and upload it onto fucking YouTube or onto their fucking podcast platforms and shit. So maybe for Chin, even though it looks like a soul destroying job, even though he's probably not adequately compensated, even though they fucking work him to the bone, maybe it's actually a good thing because it means he's never going to get fired, because he's literally the most important person at TFATK, you know, apart from maybe Brendan and maybe after that Bryan. I mean, that's actually a genius move. Work for people who are incredibly redacted, and then they would never ever want to let you go because you helped them out so much. You know what I mean? That type of thing. That probably makes a lot of sense, I think so. But again, I could be coping for myself.
But it's happening. So I'm back home, and for whatever reason, the original.
But NJ Ranger, that's what we spoke about earlier with the Rogan thing. Does he need to do better though? Let's be real as well. Can Chin really do better? Can he? Does he have the ability, the skills? Does he have the creativity to really do much more than what he's doing now? Do we really think he's on par with some of the other producers out there that are smashing it on other pods? Let's be honest. Do you know what I mean? So maybe he's at his level, oddly enough. You know, maybe this is his level, which is why he's thriving so well, because he knows how to work the environment, he knows how to keep his job. You know what I mean? Like, clearly.
Video file is not processing on YouTube, so that's one of the main reasons why I always save it to this drive, just in case I have to re-upload it from my apartment, which I'm at right now. I'm gonna start.
Yeah, exactly. Big up Coiler. Exactly. He doesn't exactly. He's more than happy to play the role of producer. He's not trying to be a host. He's not trying to have his own show. You know what I mean? He's very, you know, happy to just be the guy in the background, which of course is a big deal, because as we saw with BGL, when you want to carve your own lane, maybe that's a good point Colin made actually. Maybe that's the issue that they had in general then, between BGL and Brendan. Maybe the issue of BGL and Brendan was the fact that BGL also wanted to be a star himself. Maybe that's the whole point of their problems. And because Brendan's you know, he can be a douche at times, maybe Brendan was trying to put him in his place and trying to remind him, no, I'm the star here, you're not. Which was what maybe started off the beef. Maybe. We might have discovered one of the reasons why. We got fucking Coiler.
New upload, and I usually call it safety. You know, it's like a safety measure, so I'll upload that, and hopefully the other video file that was uploaded to YouTube in the beginning, hopefully that breaks through, and then I don't have to worry about this anymore. But it's always good to take these other steps and measures to make sure the video gets there with no issue. You know what I'm saying?
I guess so, bro. Big J Shaw.
The show is done.
Oh, look, there he goes. There's Big J Shaw, right? Jesus Christus. Hello. What are these? What did I take off the annotations? Oh, it doesn't fucking matter, does it? Cool.
Yeah. Everyone's just.
Oh, yeah. Riveting conversations in the green room, right? The green where everyone wants to be. We got Big J.
Yeah. Everyone's just.
Oh yeah, we're done, baby.
Yeah.
We had a blast.
Hey guys, hit the subscribe link below. Smash that like.
Yeah, we're not gonna say nothing. But yeah, big up Chin. Big up fucking Chin. Big up fucking blood clot Chin. Big up fucking blood clot Chinny Chin Chin. All right, my friends. All right, my friends. That is it. I'm going to wrap up now. Betty time. Thank you all for tuning in, my people. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you so much for tuning in. Who's this?
Robert Greene, never teach them enough so that they can do without you.
Exactly. 48 Laws of Power. Exactly. Big up Addy Z. 48 Laws of Power gang. 48 Laws of Power gang. Exactly. Exactamento. Big up Addy Z. But yeah. Big up everybody for tuning in, my friends. Appreciate you all. I'm going to have to love you and leave you. It has been a fucking blast. It's been a fucking blast. I've enjoyed every minute of it. But I'm going to have to go and catch a bit of shut-eye for the time being. So yeah, man. Thank you for tuning in. Big up everybody for us here. Next couple of streams. I've got a couple of TAGA'S to post. So there'll be probably 2 TAGA'S before another random show. So keep an eye on that one. Check out the TAGA'S episodes, link in the description, or theagostinozingashow.com, all one word. Patreon is also available down below. Join for $1 per month to get some exclusive content over there. I've got a Kevin Hart reaction for his new special coming as well there, so keep an eye on that one. And then, you know, standard shit, innit? Standard shit, bro. You know where to find me. You know what I want. Any questions, write them in the comments, and man will get back to you. Never. You feel it? You feel it. You see it. You feel it. You see it. Yeah. But yeah, big up everybody for tuning in. Appreciate you all. Really, really do. Thank you for hanging out with me. And I'll see you all again very, very... Oh, yeah. True. The Discord. Yeah, true. I'll do that now. Big up the Coiler. I'll do that now. I need to get my other laptop that's got my login in it, but I'll do that now. The Discord link. So I'll update the Discord link, and then you guys... Actually, can I do it on my phone? Do I have it on my phone? I don't think so. Do I have it on here? Bear me a second. Let's see if I can get up on here. I'm not too sure if I'm logged in on this one because I'm shit with fucking passwords. I didn't save it. I'm not too sure if I have it. Let me see if I got it on here. Discord. Oh, I don't think so. Doesn't look like it, does it? Nope. Okay, let's see if I've got it on here. Bear with me a second. Discord. What login do I have here? No, okay, cool. I'll do it on my other computer, so I'll update that in a minute. Big up Coiler for letting me know. Appreciate you, my brother. I'll see all you guys again very, very soon, people. Thank you for tuning in. It's been a pleasure, never a chore. Make sure you like the stream before you leave. Take care, my friends. Take care. Peace out. Love and light and blessings to all of you.